Modi will be welcomed in a grand manner, and therefore even as we speak, the preparations are underway at the BJP extension. Remember that this is the largest space rather than the BJP office where you can have maximum capacity of people that can gather, and therefore perhaps this is for the first time victory celebration is taking place in this extension office. So Prime Minister Modi will be reaching around 6:30 or 6:45, and we can see the enthusiasm in BJP workers, of course with a grand victory in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. Remember, Chhattisgarh was something which BJP was not quite confident, but the way they have in fact got the results, that is something which is keeping the supporters of Bharatiya Janata Party upbeat. And remember, all these BJP Karyakartas have gathered here from Delhi NCR. We've been tracking the developments since morning. In the morning, of course, we saw some sort of activities at BJP Congress office, but here at BJP office, they were waiting for the initial trends, and when it was realized that it is in favor of BJP, then the call was given for Karyakartas to reach here.
All right, I'll also carry across to Siddhant. And Siddhant, few factors stand out that talk about brand Narendra Modi. The fact that in the Hindi heartland, there was no chief ministerial phase that was projected in either of the three states. The second is also the fact that there was a very strong anti-incumbency in Madhya Pradesh that was talked about. And the manner in which it's not a neck-to-neck contest in any of the three states of the Hindi heartland is a thumping assertion of the saffron wave and brand Narendra Modi. And the second critical factor are the women voters, some of whose voices we also heard when the BJP Karyakartas were talking to you. Siddhant.
Well, yes, that's absolutely right, and in fact, there are a lot of factors which have played a role in perhaps this particular victory of Bharatiya Janata Party. The women factor which you just highlighted, then also the schemes of the Prime Minister Modi, the welfare scheme that have been launched by Prime Minister Modi, and then also the anti-incumbency. So here you see, the people have come here. Sir, कहाँ से आए हैं आप लोग?
हम नवीन सागरा जिले से हैं।
अच्छा, मुझे ये बताइए कि ऐसे कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जो काम किए हैं इन चुनावों में?
वही देखो, मोदी जी ने काम किया है, उनकी लोकप्रियता है और उनका रिजल्ट 100% है। ये सबसे बड़ा कारण है कि लोगों को विश्वास है उनके ऊपर।
अच्छा,
इसलिए जीते हम।
अच्छा, आपको क्या लगता है कौन से ऐसे फैक्टर्स हैं कि क्या रहा कि एक और स्टेट आ गया? दो की तो उम्मीद जताई।
तो मोदी पे विश्वास है, मोदी की गारंटी पे विश्वास।
मोदी की गारंटी, तो एक गारंटी वाला जो एक मोदी जी ने बोला था कि मोदी की गारंटी, ये लोगों को समझ में आई,
जो कहा वो किया। तो जो उन्होंने आज तक प्रोमिसेस किया उनको सारे को डन।
राज्य पिछली बार
Modi ki guarantees, one word we'll continue to hear in the run-up to 2024. Look at those spectacular visuals coming in from the BJP headquarters. We'll continue to stay on this. Siddhant, Arun, please continue to stay with us on the broadcast. Me and Toya signing off. This remains our top focus here on CNN News 18. Stay tuned, stay with us.
का कमाल करेंगे। अब मैंने आपको सदैव कहा मैं ज्योतिष नहीं हूँ, तो मैंने कहा है बहुमत नहीं, संपूर्ण बहुमत के साथ सरकार।
क्या कारण मानते हैं जनता का इतना समर्थन मिला है, क्या वजह है?
मैंने यही कहा कि हमारी डबल इंजन की सरकार, प्रधानमंत्री जी का नेतृत्व, प्रदेश में हमारी जन कल्याणकारी योजनाएं, इन सभी के आधार पर हमारा जनता के साथ एक व्यक्तिगत और हृदय का संबंध, सुशासन की सरकार, यही कारण है। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि
दिग्विजय सिंह 2 दिन से आपका अटैक कर रहे हैं। कल भी उन्होंने कहा कि हमारे पास इंडिया जैसे नहीं है, हमारी कांग्रेस नहीं टूटेगी, नहीं होगी।
उनके हर एक बद्दुआ का मैं स्वागत करता हूं और दिग्विजय सिंह जी को मैं अपने तरफ से, अपने दिल की गहराइयों से मैं उनको शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूं।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
तो इस वक्त हमारे साथ सबसे बड़े दंगल में बातचीत करने के लिए मध्य प्रदेश में भोपाल में जो बीजेपी के अध्यक्ष हैं वी.डी. शर्मा इस वक्त हमारे साथ हैं। हम उससे समझते हैं, सर क्या ये मतलब आपका जाहिर तौर पर आपका दावा है कि मध्य प्रदेश में बीजेपी की सरकार बनेगी?
मध्य प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की प्रचंड बहुमत की सरकार बनेगी। ये कोई हमें न घमंड है न गुरूर है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने, डबल इंजन की सरकार ने जो विकास और गरीब कल्याण
अभी इस वक्त किशोर हमारे साथ वीडी शर्मा मध्य प्रदेश बीजेपी के अध्यक्ष हैं, हम उनसे बात कर रहे हैं। अभी तो जो ट्रेंड आने, किशोर आपसे कह रहे हैं कि अभी ट्रेंड नए जो अभी ट्रेंड है, ताजे ट्रेंड है, वो तो बीजेपी को आगे दिखा रहे हैं।
बीजेपी को आगे दिखाएंगे और देखते जाइए, बीजेपी प्रचंड बहुमत की, अभी तक की सर्वाधिक सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी। ये जो भ्रम था, कांग्रेस केवल भ्रम और छल कपट की राजनीति कर रही थी, लेकिन जनता ने इन्हें जवाब दिया है और जनता भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आशीर्वाद दे रही है कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी, हमारा इस अभियान का कैंपेन था कि मध्य प्रदेश के मन में मोदी और मोदी जी के मन में मध्य प्रदेश, उसको जनता ने भरपूर आशीर्वाद दिया है। आयुष्मान भारत, प्रधानमंत्री आवास, उज्ज्वला योजना, आयुष्मान भारत, 3,62,00,000 और मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी ने जो 1,31,00,000 लाडली बहनें जिनको सम्मान दिया, किसान सम्मान निधि, मानी प्रधानमंत्री मानी मुख्यमंत्री के नेतृत्व की, हर गरीब के जीवन को बदलने का अभियान, ताकत देने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने किया है। उसी इस चुनाव का सबसे बड़ा वही आधार है विजय का।
लेकिन कांग्रेस तो कह रही है परिवर्तन की पुकार हो रही थी।
अब तो ये पता लग जाएगा, आज अभी दिखाई दे जाएगा। और ट्रेंड भी आपने देखा, ट्रेंड भी दिखाई दे रहे हैं जी।
श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी जी एमपी के मन में है और मोदी जी के मन में भी एमपी है। उनके प्रति असीम श्रद्धा और अगाध विश्वास है। उन्होंने जो यहाँ सभाएं की, जनता से अपील की, वो जनता के दिल को छू गई और उसी के कारण ये परिणाम जो अभी रुझान आ रहे हैं, ये प्रमुख कारण है। डबल इंजन की सरकार दिल्ली में प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में केंद्र सरकार ने जो काम किया उसको यहाँ ठीक से हमने इम्प्लीमेंट किया और जो यहाँ योजनाएं बनी, लाडली लक्ष्मी से लेकर लाडली बहना तक का एक अद्भुत सफर जो मध्य प्रदेश ने तय किया, गरीबों के लिए, किसानों के लिए, भांजे भांजियों के लिए जो काम हुए वो भी जनता के दिल को छू गए और एक परिवार मध्य प्रदेश बन गया। अमित शाह जी की अचूक रणनीति, उनका जिस ढंग से यहां साथ मिला,
Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on CNN News 18. I'm Shivani Gupta and you're watching our continuous coverage, Battle for the States, Verdict Day, a clean sweep for the Bharatiya Janata Party in 3 of the 4 states that went to polls this election season. And that has come as a major fillip for the national incumbent ahead of the 2024 elections. It wasn't a neck-to-neck fight, but smooth sailing for the BJP in the Hindi heartland states of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and even Chhattisgarh. Any time from now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will arrive at the BJP headquarters in the national capital to celebrate the mandates, as he does often with party karyakartas. Now, BJP's historic win once again shows that the Modi wave is well and truly intact, if not growing. And Congress has probably lost the battle for this election cycle to woo the Hindi heartland, ahead of the 2024 elections at least. The Congress, though, did win its second southern state in 6 months in Telangana. Would that be enough, though, is a question. After these results, a lot of commentary is going on about this north-south divide in electoral results in India, especially after what happened in Karnataka, what usually happens in Kerala or Tamil Nadu. Is that the right way to look at these results? Is that really the takeaway? Or is that more politicking taking place? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. But first up, tracking the saffron footprint in India. Now in May 2014, which was the big turnaround as far as the BJP is concerned, there were 7 NDA-ruled states across the country. Even at that time, despite the mandate that the BJP won, not many could have imagined the kind of run the BJP would have both at the national level and also at the state level. So at that time, only 7 NDA-ruled states. Now they're back to 18 NDA-ruled states. So of course, remember the big thing for them was to retain Uttarakhand. They again beat anti-incumbency there or set a pro-incumbency marker. In Uttar Pradesh, they managed to do this against all records in the past. They've now retained Madhya Pradesh again. They have won Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. So that entire Hindi heartland, map of India, along with Maharashtra, of course, the realignment of the alliances in Maharashtra, Gujarat, virtually a BJP state, and of course their wins in the northeast. With that, that's what the map now looks once again ahead of 2024. Remember, last time around in 2018, BJP suffered losses in these states, but 2019 was still bigger than 2014. What could happen now in 2024, now that the BJP has done so much better in these Hindi heartland states? Let's also take a look though at what the big takeaways from this verdict day is. Is 2024 a done deal for the BJP? That's a question that many would ask. Now, one thing is clear, that brand Modi is invincible, that it is continuing to power BJP in the states that it is coming to power in, because they are effectively fighting on Narendra Modi's face, on his bankability, on Modi's guarantees, as he himself said. And they're not really going with the chief ministerial faces, even in states where they have incumbents, or even in states where they do have very clear, identifiable state leaders. The other big takeaway, Congress losing a footprint in the Hindi heartland. This is going to be a matter of grave concern for them. Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, now even states like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, the seat tally is also pretty low for them. The caste survey pitch has failed, and how? The OBC is continuing to vote for the BJP, so that has not worked. The India Alliance partners will have to rethink, especially the Congress party, if this is the plank on which they want to fight 2024 on. Also, the pattern in tribal seats has been reversed in BJP's favour, so that is not working really. Minority vote though is swinging in favour of the Congress party. The Muslim vote is consolidating for the Congress party. This may create some unease amongst alliances or allies. Remember, this happened in Karnataka also, and this could happen, this has happened possibly in Telangana also. But would other allies of the India alliance be comfortable with that? There's West Bengal, there are other states where they might not like it. Not to forget, the Samajwadi party is very upset with them because of what happened in Madhya Pradesh, and they wouldn't like to really let go of that Muslim vote either. Finally, this has become almost a given now. Elections, Muslim women voters are holding the power to swing elections. They're voting in large numbers, and they're also choosing the party very decisively on what they feel works for them. These are the visuals coming in from the BJP headquarters. Lots of BJP supporters now joining in, or the stage is set, the path is set. Earlier, just a short while ago, JP Nadda, the BJP president, also made his way to the BJP headquarters. And I believe Amit Shah, Home Minister, has also made his way to the BJP headquarters. Prime Minister is set to arrive maybe possibly in another 20-30 minutes. This is going to be another day of celebration for the BJP. All right, so these are the live visuals coming in from the BJP headquarters. The Prime Minister is set to arrive very, very shortly, and he will be speaking as he usually does. Will be possibly making some analysis of what has happened in these elections. These elections were very much fought on his name, on his shoulders. The BJP gets attacked very often. They get criticized very often because they do this, that they make every election, even a state election, about Narendra Modi and his national government. But that is what the BJP's trump card is. That is what the BJP's winning card is, and they don't shy away from doing so. In fact, in these elections, they even shied away from, for example, declaring Shivraj Singh Chauhan as the next chief ministerial candidate. They also shied away from declaring any candidate in Chhattisgarh or in Rajasthan. There they may have some troubles of some different camps. But Narendra Modi made it very clear that this election is about Modi's guarantees, because these elections were also marked by this culture of a lot of guarantees that were being promised by all parties, not just the Congress or the BRS or others, but even the BJP partook in that exercise of giving guarantees, which is why Narendra Modi made this about Modi's guarantee versus others' guarantee, that is bankable and the others are not. That has clearly worked for them. Let's also bring in some of our guests joining us. Anshul Avijit is spokesperson of the Congress party. Sanjeev Srivastav is senior journalist, also joining us. Anshul Avijit, not a great day for the Congress party. How do you look at the solitary win in Telangana?
No, the solitary win in Telangana is not just an odd win. I mean, it's an emphatic victory. It's a highly inspirational victory. I'm less than, of course, ecstatic about our performance in the other states. Well, we'll come to that in a minute. First, our moment of glory, which is Telangana. I think that here, the first myth that has been busted is that, when a regional party establishes itself in a state, wins 2 terms, then the Congress finds it very difficult to surmount them and then establish a government. Well, we've done that. And this was a myth that was going around. It was a part of a propaganda. But it'll be highly sort of energizing for the Congress cadres now that we've been able to, put this myth at rest. I think the Telangana victory came on the backdrop of a couple of things that happened over the past years. I must remember that, it's not just with the Bharat Jodo that the turnaround came. There was a lot of work being done, Shivani, in Telangana state that I've gone repeatedly to. But I think the critical moment was Bharat Jodo. I know you'll ask me a counter question that why didn't it work in Madhya Pradesh and in Chhattisgarh. I'm prepared for that. But, things don't work the same way in different places around India. It's a very, very diverse land.
Okay, but I get your point, Anshul, but there is a problem for the Congress party, right? You're virtually getting wiped out from northern, western Hindi heartland.
Well, we did win last time. The defeats here, particularly in Madhya Pradesh, is completely baffling. I'm completely flummoxed by it. I cannot understand the margin of victory here. We'll go back to, what the cliche suggests, our drawing board, but very, very seriously in try to x-ray this kind of defeat and the nature of it when we were expecting actually to win over there with 18 years of anti-incumbency, which we were certain was there on the ground. It was palpable. And also the fact that the government was stolen from us. You remember those dark days of democracy in 2020 when in the entire lockdown was delayed to get this government in power by what is called their Operation Lotus or whatever they call it. So the social parameters were pretty bad in the state, whether it's health or education. We had a number of good policies that were put forward by our leadership over there. Many of these policies were actually a cut and paste job by the BJP government.
Okay, but
the Prime Minister used to.
The interesting aspect that's coming to light is you yourself said, Anshul, that while the Bharat Jodo Yatra went from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, it didn't quite touch Chhattisgarh, but it did touch states like Madhya Pradesh. For the Gujarat elections, we did question at that time, why didn't it go to Gujarat? Maybe it was a losing cause. But forgetting that, at one level, the Congress is doing that Bharat Jodo. You are accepting it works in some states, it doesn't. Karnataka, it worked. Telangana, it worked. Not so much in other states. And you know what a lot of commentary today is? That there is a divide between North and South India. And some people are even trying to look down upon those who are voting for the BJP versus those who are not voting for the BJP. I think that kind of looking down is not the path that any political party should take. But do you believe that there is that divide, and is the Congress getting reduced to a South India party? Shweta Shalini of the BJP is also joining us. Let me take that question to her. The Congress can take solace in the fact they won their second South state in 6 months. The BJP has made some gains, but while you may win big in Hindi heartland, you're not quite conquering any of the other states. So you are a Hindi heartland party, the Congress is becoming a South India party.
Is that so? Because, you know, we had one seat in Telangana. If you actually look at the vote share, it has gone from 7% to about 14-15%. And God forbid, I need to submit here that I've been across the state of Telangana. And if you look at the Modi Bharosa, that is across in the state and in the hearts of people of Telangana, you'll be surprised. So I am sure what happens down south is that while they vote for the parliamentary election, their mandate is different. And while they vote for the assembly election, the thought process is slightly different. And that's
not
exactly
just
what
true
we
for
see.
South, that's
But
true for many other states also. Look at what happened in 2018 in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and look what happened in 2019.
So you need to understand that social engineering has really worked. The entire OBC class, and I should also say that the entire women have rallied behind Shri Narendra Modi. What Chhattisgarh saw and what Rajasthan saw were complete false promises from Congress. They fell flat on the face. And to point it out, this is the 55th loss of Shri Narendra Modi ji, of Rahul Gandhi ji. I was hearing Anshul ji speak about Bharat Jodo Yatra and how successful it was. You should understand that it was Bharat Jodo, but Congress Chodo. People left Congress, leaders left Congress, and a lot of ideology people rallied against the Congress and their leadership.
Okay.
Congress has been reduced to a party which is far, far left, and that's exactly where they are going wrong. But the people understand this. People are voting for development, and I'm sure South is with us as far as development is concerned, as far as ideology is concerned.
But
Hindutva
not in assembly
is very
elections.
strong in
You may
Karnataka.
suggest, Shweta, you may suggest that the Lok Sabha election results will be slightly different, that the BJP is gaining ground, both in Telangana. It didn't really lose its vote share in Karnataka either. It may be on an upswing in Tamil Nadu, we'll know in the 24 elections. But you know, the question is not that. The question is, for example, for Anshul, I'm not sure if Sanjeev Srivastava is with us. If he is, okay, let me go across to Sanjeev Srivastava. Sanjeev, do you believe that there is indeed a pattern emerging? Particularly for the Congress party, it could be worrying that while they won two big southern states, and even Telangana win is a good win for them, beating a regional party, they're kind of shrinking as far as the rest of Hindi heartland is concerned. Are they becoming a South India party?
I think, Shivani, you are bang on target. Congress party should be very worried. We were seeing some kind of a north-south divide, and that was largely a function of the BJP's core issue of Hindutva and Mr. Modi's charisma, both being there on the ground, but not to the same degree as it is in north of India. So, Karnataka and now Telangana is an example of that. But together, southern India accounts for about 150 seats. 4 or 5 seats here and there. And it's the same thing which happened long back to Mrs. Indira Gandhi when post-emergency in 1977, she swept south and lost the entire north, and she was voted out of power. So, south is critical, important. We are one country, one India. But let's face the facts. The numerical arithmetic in the Lok Sabha is decked in favor of central, western and northern India vis-a-vis the south. So if the Congress party is facing the kind of drubbing that it is in the north. Now Chhattisgarh, they were supposed to win. Everybody and his uncle was talking like that. They have lost it. The MP, they were supposed to have a wave against Shivraj and BJP.
Even in Rajasthan, the margins are pretty big between
and what
the
we
BJP
find out today,
and
that there
Congress.
is a wave in favor of Shivraj and BJP. Yeah. And yes, Congress has managed a respectable loss in Rajasthan, but a loss is a loss. I really think today's result, and one should never be too early to jump the gun, but they really clear the text to a large extent and remove so much of uncertainty around BJP's prospects in the national elections in a few months' time.
Absolutely. But I do want to take forward what Shweta said, that actually the BJP is expanding in the south versus the fact that Congress is shrinking in the north and the west. But let me bring in Anshul Avijit back on that. Anshul, Bharat Jodo at one end, but also this divide that sometimes even Congress leaders and sometimes even Congress supporters are talking about. I don't understand, one, ideologically and messaging wise, how is this a good message that, oh, South is voting for us, North doesn't vote for us? Is that the right projection that the Congress party would like to make, that there is a divide?
No, personally, Shivani, I don't like a dichotomous relationship between North and South. I mean, it's like one of these old cliches that used to happen. I don't agree. I think this is the one big land, and we have to earn the trust of the electorate in all the states. I think that what has happened in North India, coming back to these elections and their results, what has happened in these three particular states where I think that we have performed terribly, rather disappointingly in Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, and I'm completely flummoxed by the reaction in Madhya Pradesh, that we have, I don't think it was anti-incumbency in either Chhattisgarh or Rajasthan, because we've managed to retain the vote share. It remains by and large the same as it was. What has happened is that BJP has gained at the cost of many other factors. We have to go into what these kind of factors was. Maybe the machinery on the ground was better. Maybe their propaganda machinery. They're really good at propaganda that cuts across.
Anshul, if you win Karnataka and Telangana, it cannot be that those wins are kosher, but BJP's wins are not kosher. They come because of some non-kosher factors.
There has to be a reason. We have to go into those.
Yeah, the reason is that they won. It's as simple as that.
No, we have to go into
even in Karnataka, BJP didn't lose its vote share. We know how it works. We know how vote shares and seat conversions work.
Yeah, so I am just simply trying to tell you that we want to know the reasons why it won. There may be many reasons why things
Shouldn't the
win.
Congress have
We
known
know all
already?
over the world. No, Shivani, just one final point. We know all over the BJP desperately, by the face of the Prime Minister, tried to nationalize these elections. Well and good for them. But nationalization of this election means all kinds of statements that came out. Maybe that worked. Maybe the notional content made people, set aside in Madhya Pradesh, for instance, the economic woes and vote for larger sort of, emotional issues, which we think were dearer. We don't really know. We have to go into that.
I think,
I do agree it's worrying. And we have to think about what we can do to regroup and get back to the job.
I'm just saying, before 2024, do you have that much time? Of course, nobody can write anybody off politically. But now, we've got 3 months to go before the next election cycle.
No, please delink this from 2024. Otherwise, last time what happened was the BJP lost these three states and then won in the general election. So if that is something to go by, then we're on a sound footing. So I don't understand these kind of that this is the trailer.
The factor that worked for the BJP in 2014 is the same factor that works for them now, which is that they have a strong prime ministerial candidate. Now he has delivered for 10 years. So he's even stronger. Where is that contender against him? But let Shweta Shalini come in. She wanted to respond to what you were saying. Yes, Shweta.
See, Shivani ji, there are a couple of things that I want to add on here. For the family that Anshul Avijit ji comes from, I would want to really tell him that what has really worked in BJP's favor are these social engineering schemes that have actually been implemented by these states and taken to the last man who is at the grassroots and needs that change. So Antyodaya has worked. What has worked is the Garib Kalyan Yojana that have really worked. And what has also worked in BJP's favor is the call of the people, which says that people are now going to look for not politics of parivar and politics of corruption, but actually politics of performance. Because here, what we have voted for, what people have voted for is the Modi guarantee. Because they know that this is one guarantee that they will get. They will ensure that they will utilize these schemes for their own benefit, for the benefit of their children and for the benefit of the household. And
I understand that. Of course, the schemes, both of the national government
actually rallying behind Bharatiya Janata Party.
No, the schemes of the national government over the last 10 years, I don't think even the worst critics of the BJP can take away the fact that delivery has taken place. And when you have that quote-unquote double-engine sarkar, a lot of those deliveries have been stronger. I want to step away from that because I think there are multiple patterns to read into this. Let me go to Sanjeev Srivastava once again. Sanjeev, the dichotomy that we're talking about between what the North is saying and versus what the South is saying, Shweta had the right point that while the Congress is shrinking in one half of the country, at least the BJP is growing. So we cannot say that there is no BJP in the South.
Well, yes, you're right. Actually, in Karnataka, they retained their vote share.
Yes.
In Telangana, they have increased their number of seats which they have. Actually, they could have done much better in Telangana had this perception not gained ground that the real party to take on KCR is Congress, not BJP.
Yes.
BJP is soft on KCR. So, in a manner of speaking, the BJP shot itself in the foot because of some strategy and mistake. But the Congress, there is no dichotomy. There is no point in having these kind of academia words being used. The Congress is in serious trouble. This was an election which was for them to win in Chhattisgarh and MP, and they were really trying or putting up a very brave fight in Congress. But the results have come, and what now looks like a house of cards has been completely shattered, and they cannot shy away from this. So I expected the Congress party and the opposition to put up a really good fight. This India alliance, the caste combinations, the regional coalitions, the RJDs.
Yeah. I mean, if after Bharat Jodo, the successes in Karnataka were attributed to that.
Yeah.
No, if after Bharat Jodo, the successes of that was attributed to that, we also have to ask the question that clearly that didn't work in Madhya Pradesh, for example. Clearly that didn't work in Rajasthan, for example.
The biggest point really is, if it is not working for them in a state election,
yes,
where Modi is supposed to be weaker vis-a-vis a national election, he is supposed to be a weaker face, then God save them in the national elections.
I also feel personally that if after doing a Bharat Jodo, a party will be seen as celebrating some sort of a divide between how South Indians are voting versus North Indians are voting, I think it takes away from the message of a united Bharat Jodo, because then the Congress itself is restricting itself to one part of the country instead of saying, no, we want to be relevant in all of India. Anshul wanted to come in. Yes, Anshul.
First of all, I never said the Bharat Jodo has worked in different places in different parts of India. I mean, you should have seen the crowds in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. The fact that it hasn't articulated into votes, the kind that we have seen, doesn't mean the lack of success of Bharat Jodo. It was essential. We did it. We'll do it again, regardless of whatever its kind of electoral outcomes. What it does is it galvanizes cadres into believing in the Congress party again, right? So, there could be multiple reasons and composite number of reasons why the BJP has won. You might have listed many. I may agree, I may not agree. We'll go back into the drawing board. But the fact that there is a common fallacy that the Congress is not shrinking in the north when it is able to retain its vote share. You can only say that if there was a huge amount of anti-incumbency in these kind of states where we were against the Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot.
So I'll tell you what, I'll put it in a slightly different way. You tell me if... I'll put it in a slightly different way. You look at states like Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Gujarat, now Madhya Pradesh. At least two of these states, BJP has a long run. And in two others, they've managed back-to-back terms, which is unheard of in these two states. Compare that to the fact that you had a one-term government in Rajasthan and in Chhattisgarh, you couldn't retain it. What does that tell you?
No. So Rajasthan has a historical ambivalence that you know about. Every 5 years is whatever is that revolving door cliche. A small consolation to us. I'm not saying that is an excuse that should have happened, but it changes its government temperamentally. Maybe it's different than other states. It's known to historically change its government. It shouldn't have happened. We've still put up a reasonable performance over there. There has been no anti-incumbency. The schemes of the Chief Minister have performed very well on the ground.
No, that's unfair. How can you say there was no anti-incumbency?
I don't think so, because the vote share didn't decrease, right? So how is
that happens sometimes.
Manifested?
That happened in Karnataka. The BJP government got booted out, and that too by a very big margin, by not losing its vote share. Would you say there was no anti-incumbency for the BJP government in Karnataka then?
We worked on a positive campaign of, by the way, this word called guarantees, which the Prime Minister has taken over, is basically our language. We turned our yojanas into guarantees because we said we are going to deliver over them immediately.
But he pipped you in that. He pipped you in that. Would you concede that? By taking over the Congress term of a guarantee and a successful term of a guarantee, he flipped it in BJP's favour.
No, no, I don't think that has worked. He tried to nationalize the elections. He went to different places talking about calling, everything a terrorist organization, the Congress, all kinds of things. They deployed people who were polarizing, particularly an MP who has the worst kind of vocabulary in parliament. He was deployed in Rajasthan. They, through the entire communal kitchen sink, wherever they went, it's a different kind of nationalization of politics that we saw. I don't know whether that yielded results. I don't believe it to be so. I think people are much more resilient than that. I don't know what really worked there. I have to go to the drawing board. But I can say, I think this is wrong to assume. You can assume it, but you can do it at your own peril, that Congress is shrinking. No.
Okay.
Yes, these are terrible setbacks, particularly in Madhya Pradesh. I would say that again. I'm not shying away from the fact. I'm not ecstatic over them, but we will certainly regroup and get back. I think we were going on the right track. The organization was pretty strengthened after this. What has happened? Well, we'll have to think about it.
Okay. The other big issue for the Congress party or the larger opposition alliance, and there is an alliance now, although I don't know what the future of that alliance will be, the INDIA alliance, is that a lot of the alliance partners are very upset with the Congress party. Shweta, Shalini, you want to come into on that? You've got the JDU, the RJD, the NC, the SP, all angry with the Congress party. The TMC today attacking the Congress party. Is the India alliance dead in the water?
No, I'm sure. See, it was dead when it started, and I was sharing the debate screen space with a lot of these other parties that you named, and I think they are very happy because now, while they talk within the India alliance partners, Congress is on a weak footing, and they are sure going to negotiate much better. Is the mindset right now in the alliance? Now, if this alliance was ever. It was never on the fact that it has to be win-win for either the country or them. It was always a lose-lose alliance, and that's why I don't think that it exists now or it will exist further. But having said that, if you actually look at the attitude of Anshulji on screen today, you will realize why Congress is losing badly. Because after all, ego does not pay. And this comes down from their own leader. Because ultimately, we have been taught by our leadership, today is the time that we are winning, but we need to be very humble in victory. Okay. We again need to go back to the board to understand where we have lost and what has made us click. What is it that the expectation of the people is, so that we can carry it on. We have just about 3 months. See, BJP is like a student that prepares for the exam every single day. And that's exactly what we are proud of. We are proud of our Karyakarta and the belief that we have in our own leader. So this Modi guarantee might be a term that was coined by Congress, but you need to understand that those guarantees meant the red diary. It meant the paper leak scam. It meant their chief minister getting the money from something called as Mahadev app. And trust me on this, I will again say, it's not South India. It is Indians from the South who will definitely vote for Hindutva, because Hindutva is still very strong. If you go to the grassroots or the villages of Telangana, Andhra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, you will find this huge rally towards Hindutva.
Okay,
and I'm sure
I think the proof
we will go back to the drawing board to understand how we can increase our vote share and our numbers there.
Shweta, we will have to wait for the 2024 results to really see if the BJP makes those gains that it has been talking about in southern states. Some of those gains we've seen, for example, in municipal elections, even in state elections, vote share has increased. But we'll have to wait and see whether those conversions for the Lok Sabha seats happens, because the BJP will also want to expand from what it already had. It already had most of the Hindi heartland in 2019 as well. If it has to lose some, it also needs to gain some in other areas. But you did mention this Hindutva card or the Hindu identity. That was pitched against the caste identity these elections. By the Congress party and even some of the other alliance members of the opposition. And Anshul, you will have to agree. Now, this is one of those things that did not work. That whole caste census pitch, the fact that jitni abadi utna haq, this was clearly aimed at dividing the kind of larger Hindu spectrum voter that had come behind Narendra Modi and BJP over the last 10 years. But it did not work, especially in these Hindi heartland states.
No, what it actually did was throw the BJP into complete confusion because they didn't know how to react to what we called a legitimate exercise, a caste census exercise, which x-rayed society and told us which the most disadvantaged sections were, so that the money in the government treasury could go directly to them. It was a way of figuring that out. So what were the different kind of reactions that came? Even now they're not clear. If you ask Shweta ji, she wouldn't be able to tell you because the Prime Minister says that no, there is no caste. There are only poor people in this country. Mr. Sushil Modi says, no, this was our idea. The Home Minister says, no, the numbers coming from Bihar are all fraudulent, or we'll think about it. Somebody else, your Ghatak Dals are asking that, no, you should get it done. So there is complete kind of confusion over this matter. Our idea is not to get votes over it. It's a legitimate exercise in which you get to know who the most disadvantaged sections of society are, and accordingly help is given out to them. Shweta ji pointed out a few things about me and my attitude. I think I'm forgetting my manners. I should have said this right in the beginning. I do offer my congratulations to Shweta ji and the BJP for what has been quite a remarkable win in Madhya Pradesh, I would say, certainly, and the other states as well, where we were expected to win. So yes, the credit is due to them. This is democracy at work. You have to earn the trust of the people in whatever manner they've done it. They have managed to do it in this election, so the credit has to go to them. But we are going to try and figure out the way it is being done. I do think I come to that point, and Shweta ji pointed it out as well. The movement of Hindutva in this election. Right, she said it quite, in a manner which is quite brazen. This is what the Prime Minister did, and trying to tap emotional appeal so that it surmounts every single other consideration. So this is what they try and do in every election. We expect more that from them in the coming days now, because I think that somehow they feel that this is going to work. So watch out for more polarization, more hatred, more spewing of venom from the BJP and the people it deploys.
Okay. These are visuals now coming in from the BJP headquarters. We are waiting the arrival of the Prime Minister there. It is expected to happen any minute now, and we are expecting that he will also speak. It will be interesting to see what he says about the 2024 battle now, because even in the last cycle, he had kind of mentioned that there is a confidence as far as the BJP is concerned for the national elections. Let me also quickly try and get a voice, my colleague from BJP headquarters. We'll do that in just a bit. Shweta, I know you want to come in, but before that, can I just take Anshul's comment on some of the barbs and the jibes that are coming in from your alliance partners, TMC, JDU, RJD, SP. Even Omar Abdullah is saying today that what was the harm if you gave 5 to 10 seats to the Samajwadi Party in Madhya Pradesh? You spoiled your relationships with them and you could barely stand on your own in Madhya Pradesh. Is the Congress antagonizing its own allies?
Comments are said, one is that first of all, we won Telangana, but if we've lost these 3 other states, comments are certainly made between alliance partners. I wouldn't pay that much heed to them. They're all important. They're all alliance partners. The India alliance, to my mind, is exceedingly robust. We're going to meet again pretty soon and activate it. There was a brief hiatus, which we said, because we had to focus on these elections. Now that this process is over, whatever has transpired, whatever has gone on, in heat of elections, things are said. In the heat and dust of elections, in the panic, in the pressures of electioneering, many things are said. That is politics. Things are said. You must go back to UPA when so many things were said. That didn't prevent UPA 1 and UPA 2 of having 2 very strong governments, which actually delivered and gave a growth rate of over 8% over a decade. This is a growth rate that we gave as a gift to this government, which they completely, contorted. It came into minus because of that. And therefore, you have such high levels of inflation and poverty and unemployment, because they certainly messed up the entire economics, the economy. Right. So, things are said. We will get over them. We will negotiate with them. There will be compromises. There will be dealings. So that is not something that I'm particularly concerned about at this stage.
Some of the numbers you're mentioning about economics are going to be challenged, and I think it's again the kind of narrative that hasn't worked beyond a point, but I'll leave that aside because I don't have time enough to go into that. unemployment rate or inflation rate and growth numbers from UPA 2 terms to now. But I do want to, Shweta, I'll come to you in just a bit, but I do want to go across to my colleague Arun also, who's joining us from the BJP headquarters. Arun, just give us a sense. Time was 6:30. What's the ETA on the Prime Minister's arrival?
Well, see, Prime Minister Modi is about to reach in a short while at BJP offices extension area, and you can see the gathering of Bharatiya Janata Party Karyakartas. That is the stage which you see right behind me. Is the place from where Prime Minister Modi will be addressing this massive gathering, and all these people who've come here, they've come from different parts of Delhi, NCR, to meet and to see Prime Minister Modi, and we have few BJP Karyakartas with us. क्या नाम है आपका, कहाँ से आए सर?
मेरा नाम विनोद कुमार है, कानपुर से आए हैं सर।
अच्छा, बताइए कि जो ये 3 राज्यों में भाजपा की जीत हुई है, कैसे ये जीत हुई है, किसको इसका श्रेय देते हैं?
मोदी जी को ही सारा श्रेय जाता है और उनके सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को श्रेय जाता है।
अच्छा, आप बताइए, आप कहाँ से आए?
मैं बुराड़ी विधानसभा मुकुंदपुर मंडल से आया हूँ।
राजस्थान और मध्य प्रदेश में तो लग रहा था, लेकिन छत्तीसगढ़ में भी आप लोग जीत गए, कैसे हुआ ये सब, किसकी?
वहाँ तो केवल और केवल मोदी मैजिक है जी, केवल मोदी और मैजिक है, और इतनी बड़ी बहुमत ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ मोदी जी का मैजिक है। ये
आप बताइए, आप कैसे देखते हैं? महिलाओं ने बहुत बड़ी संख्या में, बड़ी तादाद में भाजपा को वोट किया है, कितना बड़ा रोल देखते हैं इस जीत में महिलाओं का?
बहुत बड़ा रोल है, आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं, आपका आकलन बहुत बढ़िया है। जो बहना लाडली बहना योजना थी, जो हमारे आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री शिवराज चौहान जी ने चलाई थी, और हमारी डबल इंजन सरकार ने जिसको पालन किया, और उसका जो रिजल्ट आया वो बम्पर रिजल्ट रहा। बहनों का बहुत बड़ा योगदान है।
मुख्यमंत्री चुनने में आप लोगों को दिक्कत नहीं होगी? बहुत सारे चेहरे हैं मुख्यमंत्री के दावेदार।
देखिए, हर बार ऐसे ही होता है, जैसे उत्तर प्रदेश में नाम कोई और चल रहा था और एकदम मोदी जी की योजना में था, उनके नाम में मन के अंदर कुछ और था, तो एकदम योगी जी का जो नाम आया, तो आज योगी जी कहाँ पर पहुँचे हुए हैं और उत्तर प्रदेश को कहाँ ले गए हैं, तो इसी विचार से मुख्यमंत्री का नाम भी ऐसे ही निकल के आएगा।
We have already seen BJP chief JP Nadda, who's already here, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, INB Minister Anurag Thakur, Smriti Irani. They all are present, sitting there at the front, and Prime Minister Modi, will reach here any moment from now. You can see all these BJP Karyakartas who've gathered here, this new office of Bharatiya Janata Party, and in fact, this is a passage in between. On the both side, you will see BJP Karyakarta. There is a space which they have left for Prime Minister Modi to walk, and this is almost a distance of 100 meters from the gate to the stage. So Prime Minister Modi, of course, will be coming through that route, and on both sides, people will get opportunity to see Prime Minister Modi and also to shower him with flower petals.
Arun, I'll keep coming back to you. Just stay with us. Let me give a final minute to Shweta Shalini also. Shweta, you wanted to come in about the overall battle for 2024. The BJP, of course, must be extremely buoyant after these results. But we have seen that state election results don't matter as much on what happens as far as the national elections are concerned.
Shivani, before I say anything, I humbly accept the congratulations from Anshul ji and extend the same congratulations to him for Telangana. Having said that, he should also give us some gratitude, because the kind of anti-incumbency that we created as BJP in Telangana, that is the same pitch that actually Congress played on and finally is there to exist. Second, he spoke a little bit about polarization. He should not forget that in Telangana, they exist today and they've won today because of the 4% reservation that they spoke about to Muslims. And it is the Muslims that were behind BRS are now rallying behind Congress. And that's the reason why they see an upsurge of numbers and seats. Having said that, he also talked about the confusion about the caste census within BJP. Let me be very clear. The people have answered this question of his, Jitni Abadi Utni Haq. People today want development. People today do not want to be split into castes and religion. What they are talking about is India being the next superpower, for them to actually be a building stone of the future of Bharat. And that's exactly what BJP is talking about.
Well,
Having
if
said
the
that, to
challenge
answer
is
your
turning out
question-
to be this large in state elections, one can only imagine what will be the challenge like when it is going to be actually Narendra Modi on the ticket in the Lok Sabha election. So I think the Congress does have something to worry about there on the back of these results, and possibly even the larger opposition alliance, because by these results, the message that goes in, of course, is that Narendra Modi still continues to be the #1 choice, very strong, and that could lead the BJP to a third consecutive term, which has never happened before. I do take this time to thank both Shweta Shalini, Anshul Avijit, and also Sanjeev Srivastav, who joined us earlier. We're going to slip into a very short break. On the other side, we'll take you back live to the BJP headquarters.
और हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष श्रीमान JP नड्डा जी का मार्गदर्शन, हमारे संगठन के नेतृत्व में कार्यकर्ताओं ने अनथक परिश्रम किया। प्रदेश अध्यक्ष, संगठन महामंत्री, उनके साथ टीम जुटी रही, और जैसा भूपेंद्र यादव जी ने, शिव प्रकाश जी ने, अश्विनी वैष्णव जी ने जो मार्गदर्शन किया, उससे चुनाव के अभियान को सही गति और दिशा मिली। और इसलिए मैंने पहले भी कहा था, हम बिल्कुल कंफर्टेबल मेजॉरिटी, शानदार मेजॉरिटी भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आएगी, क्योंकि जनता का प्रेम हर कहीं दिखाई देता था।
कि जहां तक मध्य प्रदेश की बात है, हमारी डबल इंजन की सरकार प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में, मध्य प्रदेश में शिवराज सिंह जी के नेतृत्व में जो जन कल्याण की योजनाएं हैं, जो गरीब उत्थान की योजना है, सेवा और सुशासन की जो हमारी सरकार है, जनता का पूर्ण आशीर्वाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ रहेगा। कल कई कहानियां मैंने सुनी कि लड्डू कोई एकत्रित कर रहे थे, कोई शाबाशी की बैनर्स, पोस्टर्स लगवा रहे थे, और मैंने सदैव कहा था कि नतीजे का इंतजार करो। तो मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि जनता का आशीर्वाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ रहेगा, और समूचे मध्य प्रदेश की जनता को मैं नमन करता हूं। और अभी रुझान आ रहे हैं, अंतिम नतीजे तक हम लोग इंतजार करें, पर मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बहुमत नहीं लेकिन पूर्ण बहुमत के साथ बनेगी।
लाडली बहना का कमाल कहेंगे।
अब मैंने आपको सदैव कहा, मैं ज्योतिष नहीं हूँ, तो मैंने कहा है बहुमत नहीं, संपूर्ण बहुमत के साथ सरकार।
क्या कारण मानते हैं जनता का इतना समर्थन मिला है, क्या वजह है?
मैंने यही कहा कि हमारी डबल इंजन की सरकार, प्रधानमंत्री जी का नेतृत्व, प्रदेश में हमारी जन कल्याणकारी योजनाएं, इन सभी के आधार पर हमारा जनता के साथ एक व्यक्तिगत और हृदय का संबंध, सुशासन की सरकार, यही कारण है। मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास है कि
दिग्विजय सिंह 2 दिन से आपका अटैक कर रहे हैं। कल भी उन्होंने कहा कि हमारे पास इंडिया जैसे नहीं है, हमारी कांग्रेस नहीं टूटेगी, impending नहीं होगी।
उनके हर एक बद्दुआ का मैं स्वागत करता हूं, और दिग्विजय सिंह जी को मैं अपने तरफ से, अपने दिल की गहराइयों से मैं उनको शुभकामनाएं भी देता हूं।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर।
तो इस वक्त हमारे साथ सबसे बड़े दंगल में बातचीत करने के लिए मध्य प्रदेश में भोपाल में जो बीजेपी के अध्यक्ष हैं VD शर्मा इस वक्त हमारे साथ हैं। हम उससे समझते हैं, सर क्या ये मतलब आपका जाहिर तौर पर आपका दावा है कि मध्य प्रदेश में बीजेपी की सरकार बनेगी?
मध्य प्रदेश में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की प्रचंड बहुमत की सरकार बनेगी। ये कोई हमें न घमंड है न गुरूर है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में, मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने, डबल इंजन की सरकार ने जो विकास और गरीब कल्याण,
अभी इस वक्त किशोर हमारे साथ VD शर्मा मध्य प्रदेश बीजेपी के अध्यक्ष हैं, हम उनसे बात कर रहे हैं। अभी तो जो ट्रेंड आने, किशोर आपसे कह रहे हैं कि अभी ट्रेंड नए जो अभी ट्रेंड है, ताजे ट्रेंड है, वो तो बीजेपी को आगे दिखा रहे हैं।
बीजेपी को आगे दिखाएंगे, और देखते जाइए बीजेपी प्रचंड बहुमत की, अभी तक की सर्वाधिक सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी। ये जो भ्रम था, कांग्रेस केवल भ्रम और छल कपट की राजनीति कर रही थी, लेकिन जनता ने इन्हें जवाब दिया है, और जनता भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आशीर्वाद दे रही है कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी, हमारा इस अभियान का कैंपेन था कि मध्य प्रदेश के मन में मोदी और मोदी जी के मन में मध्य प्रदेश, उसको जनता ने भरपूर आशीर्वाद दिया है। आयुष्मान भारत, प्रधानमंत्री आवास, उज्ज्वला योजना, आयुष्मान भारत, 3,62,00,000। और मध्य प्रदेश के अंदर हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी ने जो 1,31,00,000 लाडली बहनें जिनको सम्मान दिया, किसान सम्मान निधि मानी प्रधानमंत्री मानी मुख्यमंत्री के नेतृत्व की, हर गरीब के जीवन को बदलने का अभियान, ताकत देने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने किया है। उसी इस चुनाव का सबसे बड़ा वही आधार है विजय का।
लेकिन कांग्रेस तो कह रही है परिवर्तन की पुकार हो रही थी।
अब तो ये पता लग जाएगा, आज अभी दिखाई दे जाएगा। और ट्रेंड भी आपने देखा, ट्रेंड भी दिखाई दे रहे हैं जी।
राजस्थान की जनता ने ये चुनाव मुखर होकर के कांग्रेस
All right, thanks a lot for staying with us. We're going across to my colleague Arun and Siddhant. Arun, first to you. I believe the Prime Minister has left his office or his residence, so he must be arriving at the BJP headquarters very soon now.
Well, that's right, and it's a very long wait for BJP Karyakartas who've come here on this special day for Bharatiya Janata Party when they won 3 states, and in fact, as you also mentioned, that Prime Minister Modi has left from his venue, and here everybody is waiting for Prime Minister Modi. Once again, I would request my camera person to just show a glimpse of sea of people who have come here to witness this occasion. Remember, since morning we've been here at BJP office, and BJP was very apprehensive initially, and when they realized that the trends are in favor of the party, therefore we saw people started gathering here at BJP office to celebrate this occasion. And as has been the tradition for Bharatiya Janata Party, that Prime Minister Modi comes to BJP office to thank voters and BJP Karyakartas who worked on the ground. And today also, on similar lines, Prime Minister Modi is reaching here, and he will of course be welcomed by Bharatiya Janata Party Karyakartas, and in fact all the top ministers, starting from Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Anurag Thakur, Smriti Irani, they all are present here, and also of course BJP Chief JP Nadda. I quickly go to people who've come here to witness Prime Minister Modi's arrival and to welcome him. आप कहाँ से आए सर?
करावल नगर से।
करावल नगर से आए हैं। कितनी बड़ी जीत मानते हैं इन 3 राज्यों में?
जिस प्रकार की जीत हुई है, निश्चित लगता है 2024 का आने वाले दिनों के अंदर चुनाव के रिजल्ट को इन तीनों प्रदेशों ने बता दिया है। इसी प्रकार का रिजल्ट अब आने वाला है।
क्या चीजें आपके फेवर में गई? क्या चीजें मानते हैं इन 3 राज्यों में जिसने आपको मदद की?
इसमें मोदी जी की जो कार्यकुशलता है उसके साथ साथ कार्यकर्ताओं का जो उत्साह है वो जो है जीत का मुख्य कारण है।
Shivani, we are told that women in large numbers supported Bharatiya Janata Party. We have one of the ladies. मैम, आप अभी सुनने में आ रहा है कि महिलाओं ने जिस तरह से वोट किया है वो एक बड़ा कारण पार्टी मान रही है जीत का। आप कैसे देखती हैं?
देखिए ये जीत निश्चित ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जीत है कि मोदी है तो मुमकिन है। आज देखिए तीनों राज्यों में करके दिखाया है मोदी जी ने, और हम सभी महिलाएं क्या पूरा देश ही बहुत खुश है मोदी जी से।
गारंटी से ना, गारंटी
बिल्कुल गारंटी से है, क्योंकि मोदी है तो मुमकिन है।
क्या कह रहे हैं?
मोदी जी की गारंटी है।
गारंटी किस चीज की?
मोदी जी की गारंटी
जो मोदी जी बोलते हैं वो गारंटेड करते हैं, ऐसा कहना चाह रहे हैं?
पब्लिक इसको गारंटी में मान रही है।
तो अब आप देख रहे हैं 2024 का रास्ता साफ है।
ऐसा है, ये चुनावों को सेमीफाइनल माना जा रहा था। जिस तरीके से प्रचंड बहुमत मध्य प्रदेश में एक सरकार अच्छा काम करती है, तो ये जो एंटी इनकम्बेंसी फैक्टर्स होते हैं ये प्रो इनकम्बेंसी में भी कन्वर्ट होते हैं। जिस तरीके से वहाँ काम हुआ है, एक तरफा वोट पड़ा है। राजस्थान में इनको नकार कर वापस भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लाया गया है। छत्तीसगढ़ के अंदर ये सारे सर्वेस कह रहे थे कि कांग्रेस सारे सब फेल होने के बाद भारतीय जनता पार्टी
मोदी है तो मुमकिन है। That's the slogan and nara of BJP workers
just
here
stay
at
with
BJP
me
office.
Very quickly, I'm just going to go across to my colleague Siddhant also, who's also at the BJP headquarters. Some fresh visuals are now arriving, and I believe the program on the stage possibly kick-starting. But I'll go quickly across to Siddhant as well. Siddhant, the Prime Minister's arrival being waited upon very keenly. I think only a couple of minutes maybe to go.
Well, that's right, Shivani. And you know what I'm witnessing here right now is that, first of all, Prime Minister is going to arrive in some time from now. This is what we have been told. He has already left from his residence. The stage is all set. Shivani, it all started with Modi ji ko laane wale hain, achhe din aane wale hain, with this nara, with this slogan in 2014. And here we are in 2023, 4 months ahead of the general election. And now the message that BJP karyakartas have is sapne nahi hakikat bunte hain, tabhi to hum Modi ko chunte hain. So with this message, large number of karyakartas in fact have gathered at BJP office, Shivani, and the stage is all set to celebrate the historic victory of Bharatiya Janata Party in 3 states. So now the slogan is सपने नहीं हकीकत बुनते हैं तभी तो हम मोदी को चुनते हैं, और मोदी जी की गारंटी की गाड़ी रफ्तार पकड़ चुकी है. So such kind of messaging is being done within the karyakartas at BJP headquarters. And in fact, I have spoken to large number of karyakartas. They have come from various parts of Delhi NCR. They all are filled with energy and enthusiasm. They're celebrating and they're waiting for Prime Minister's arrival. Also, interestingly, Shivani, this particular election was crucial and significant for BJP in terms of narrative. You know, there were a lot of narratives which were being floated by the opposition party in terms of Mandal ka Mandal politics, which the efforts were made to bring it back into the mainstream. And there were other factors also. Now, these elections didn't have any face, any regional face, any local face. These elections have been fought purely on Prime Minister Modi's face, and that perhaps makes him a taller leader once again.
Yes,
and
you know, I'm wondering, Siddhant, I'm wondering over the last, let's say 8 to 9 months, the pattern has been that the Prime Minister is looking extremely confident, quietly confident about 2024. I think in 1 or 2 comments, he has even suggested that much. I'm wondering if today is going to be the official kickstart of the 2024 battle or campaigning, because we've 3 months to go before elections are announced. It could very well happen from this stage tonight by the Prime Minister himself.
Absolutely, Sean. You are absolutely right, and perhaps we can also expect Prime Minister to lay a roadmap. Also, he is going to celebrate with Karyakarta. There is going to be mention of the victory that BJP has registered in 3 states, but also is also going to lay a roadmap as far as the 2024 polls are concerned. There are multiple factors, Shivani. I mean, more than 10, you and me cannot even count how many factors have worked in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party this time around, from Ram Mandir to foreign policy to whatnot. You know, people here come and they explain to you the work that Prime Minister Modi has done and why he is popular. Yeah. I mean, that is something which can be counted as his achievement, that after being in power for 9 years, people are here on ground explaining and telling to you how Modi is bringing difference to the country, how Modi is doing work for the country. I think that is...
the BJP has kind of done this over and over again since 2014, which is buck quote-unquote anti-incumbency. The BJP has for the last 4-5 years, in fact, been talking about pro-incumbency. the approval ratings of the Prime Minister continue to be very high. In fact, he has some of the highest ratings for any world leader in any country. And even after nearly 10 years of his continuous term, it doesn't seem like there is quote-unquote any fatigue. It may have been talked about in Madhya Pradesh, but certainly at a national level, nobody's even talking about it, not even his worst critics. Siddhant, thanks a lot for joining us. Arun, I'm coming back to you. It looks like now some of the other leaders, ministers have started arriving on the stage. We've got Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh taking the seats on the sides. And of course, in the middle is going to be JP Nadda and the Prime Minister himself, flanked by Rajnath Singh and Amit Shah. Arun.
198 Well, that's right. You can see on your screen that Union Home Minister Amit Shah has taken place on the stage. On the corner, another corner you have Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. But behind that, you can see Modi ki guarantee. Now the message is very clear that whatever guarantees opposition parties are giving, but it is the guarantee of Prime Minister Modi on which they are believing. And in fact, throughout the day, we have spoken to many ministers, the likes of Arjun Ram Meghwal, Prahlad Joshi. When I asked them that, in Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot has promised various things, be it his medical insurance, 25 lakhs, or various other things which he was providing. But still, people of Rajasthan believe Prime Minister Modi, and that is the reason why you have Bharatiya Janata Party winning in Rajasthan. So that is something which has been a firm force behind the success of Bharatiya Janata Party. And everybody.
Arun, just coming in here, the Prime Minister's car is now inside the BJP headquarters. His cavalcade has made it in. He's going to be welcomed by some of the leaders of the BJP, especially BJP President JP Nadda. That is the protocol really that they often do follow. Other two ministers in attendance, Rajnath Singh and Amit Shah, the two senior ministers, have taken their seat though on the podium, on the dais itself. And the Prime Minister is all set to be joining them on stage. So lots of people that have collected. This has become routine. This has become almost expected after major results for the BJP, and they have had many successes to count on over the last 10 years. Since those results in 2013 state elections, some of the larger Hindi states in 2013, and then of course the massive shift that took place in Indian politics in 2014, the BJP has seen some reversals, but overall they've continued to be fairly strong nationally, and especially in certain particular states where they're coming back to power again and again. The Prime Minister, all expected at the BJP headquarters. We're going to get his first visuals in just a minute from now. But in the meantime, let me also hand over to my colleague Rahul Shivshankar, who's joining me.
Thanks indeed, Shivani. Yes, these pictures, viewers, momentous pictures coming from the Bharatiya Janata Party headquarters. The Prime Minister there is probably going to be greeted as he steps out of his car, his armoured vehicle, by Mr. Nadda, who is of course the President of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who will walk him along that resplendent gangway that has been created for him so he can move inside the building to the podium, where already waiting for him to felicitate him is the Union Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, the Union Defence Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh. Now viewers, this is as much a victory lap for the Prime Minister as it is for just about every cadre of the BJP that believes in him. So this is a tradition that has been begun under Mr. Modi, where Mr. Modi, after every hard won or even lost victory, comes to the BJP headquarters to address the party cadre, and then of course viewers, thank them for the service, for the sweat, the blood that they expend in service of the Bharatiya Janata Party and of course the nation by extension, because the BJP believes that it's being voted in to build the nation. And there you can see the Prime Minister. He is waving, and he is greeting, or being rather greeted, by all the party workers there, each one of them lavishing love and are very, very grateful to the Prime Minister for leading their party to a victory which one would have to say, viewers, came against all expectations. We were all prepared for the humbling of the BJP. Remember that. The Congress, influential pundits and even exit polls had predicted an insipid BJP performance in this round of assembly elections, which was dubbed the semi-final. But it didn't pan out like it was predicted, did it? No, viewers, it didn't. And there you can see the Prime Minister there in a charcoal grey waistcoat with a charcoal grey kurta and a pyjama, accompanied by Mr. J.P. Nadda, the Bharatiya Janata Party National President. Mr. J.P. Nadda is the custodian really of the party, and the Prime Minister is being flanked by him as he is going to be led into and onto that podium. We'll go across to Arun Dhanda, who's at the BJP headquarters. This Mr. Dhanda has become quite the ceremony, whether the BJP fares well or it ends up on the losing side. The Prime Minister never fails to come here and thank party workers.
Well, that's right, Rahul. It has been a tradition. Whether BJP performs well or not, Prime Minister Modi ensures that whenever there is an election result, the party cadre and people have worked on the ground, and therefore they deserve his words and his praise. And therefore today, in fact, when there is a special day, in fact, especially Chhattisgarh, we've been speaking to various BJP leaders. They were not confident as far as Chhattisgarh is concerned. But today, when the results are out, it is completely contrary what they were saying. So the clear indication is that Prime Minister Modi's magic once again has been a game changer for the party, and we just saw the visuals, and Prime Minister Modi shaking hands with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, which we see in such situations on the dais. But today Prime Minister Modi shaking hands with Rajnath Singh, and of course you have BJP Chief J.P. Nadda, Union Home Minister Amit Shah. They all are there on the stage, yes. And you can see these lines behind Modi ki guarantee. And when Prime Minister was entering, the only slogan which everybody was chanting was Modi ki guarantee. Modi ki guarantee. I think that's something which has beaten hands down Congress and other parties in these elections.
Well, Mr. Dhanda, thank you very much. Atul, thank you very much for that input. J.P. Nadda leading the felicitation. Let's listen in for a few moments.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के बहुत ही जुझारू कार्यकर्ता बंधु और मीडिया के मेरे साथी, प्रिंट मीडिया और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया के मेरे साथी, आज ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि जब 4 विधानसभाओं के नतीजे आए हैं, पार्टी के बहुत ही जुझारू कार्यकर्ता बंधु और मीडिया के मेरे साथी, प्रिंट मीडिया और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया के मेरे साथी, आज यह हमारा सौभाग्य है कि जब 4 विधानसभाओं के नतीजे आए हैं तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने आदरणीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एक बहुत बड़ी जीत हासिल की है, बहुत बड़ी जीत हासिल की है। ऐसे खुशगवार समय में मैं अपनी ओर से और आप सब लोगों की ओर से और लाखों करोड़ों कार्यकर्ता जो डिजिटल के माध्यम से और टेलीविजन के माध्यम से जुड़े हैं, उन सब की ओर से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का इस कार्यक्रम में आने पर हार्दिक अभिनंदन करता हूं और स्वागत करता हूं। जब हम प्रधानमंत्री अभिनंदन करते हैं तो दिल से उनको हम धन्यवाद भी देते हैं। और हम धन्यवाद इसलिए देते हैं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी जब भी कोई चुनाव लड़ती है, चाहे वो प्रदेश का चुनाव हो, चाहे वो देश का चुनाव हो, चाहे काल कोई भी अनुकूल हो या प्रतिकूल हो, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हमेशा सबसे आगे बढ़ करके नेतृत्व को संभाला है और हमेशा उस चैलेंज को पूरा किया है। He has always led the campaign from the front और उन्होंने अथक प्रयास, अथक मेहनत और संगठन और चुनाव के राजनीति और रणनीति की छोटी छोटी बारीकियों से लेकर उससे निकलने वाले नतीजे तक का खुद ध्यान रखते हुए चुनाव को इस मुकाम तक पहुंचाया है और एक नहीं अनेकों चुनाव को पहुंचाया है। ऐसे हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी हैं। मित्रों, ये जो संदेश इस चुनाव के नतीजों ने दिया है वो स्पष्ट बताता है कि देश ने समझ लिया है कि अगर कोई गांव को मजबूती दे सकता है तो वो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी दे सकते हैं। चुनाव के नतीजों ने स्पष्ट संदेश दे दिया है कि अगर कोई गांव, गरीब, वंचित, पीड़ित, शोषित, आदिवासी भाई, अनुसूचित जाति का भाई इनको कोई सम्मान के साथ मुख्य धारा में ला सकता है तो वो और कोई नहीं, भारत के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी हैं। और इसीलिए चाहे महिलाओं का सशक्तिकरण हो, चाहे किसान को सम्मान देने की बात हो, चाहे युवाओं की आकांक्षाओं और आशाओं को आगे बढ़ाने का, उनके सपनों को साकार करने का काम हो, वो सबको अगर विश्वास है तो आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के ऊपर है, जिनके माध्यम से वो आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। मित्रों, मैं यहां आपको यह भी कहना चाहता हूं, अभी नारे लग रहे थे मोदी जी की गारंटी, मोदी जी की गारंटी। ये चुनाव इस बात को भी स्पष्ट इंगित करता है कि देश में अगर किसी की गारंटी है तो एक ही गारंटी है, वो मोदी जी की गारंटी है। और यह चुनाव के नतीजे एक और संदेश देते हैं जो स्पष्ट है कि मोदी है तो, मोदी जी है तो, ये स्पष्ट हम सबको देखने को मिलता है। मित्रों, यह चुनाव एक और बात का संदेश देते हैं। जातिवाद और तुष्टीकरण, ये जिस तरीके से इंडी अलायंस ने जातिवाद फैलाने की कोशिश की, जिस तरीके से समाज को खंडित करने की कोशिश की, जिस तरीके से देश को बांटने की कोशिश की और तुष्टीकरण की, वोट बैंक की राजनीति को आगे बढ़ाने का काम किया, इन दोनों पर मोदी जी का विकास का परिणाम भारी पड़ा है, यह भी हमको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। और देश ने विकास को आगे रख करके इन चुनाव के नतीजों पर मोहर लगाई है, यह भी हमको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। मैं यहां यह भी कहना चाहता हूं, आज ये इंडिया अलायंस, इनको नया नया शौक, नया नया जोश, नया नया नारा, ओबीसी 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 की चिंता नहीं हुई। ये नए नए लोग, ये इंडिया अलायंस के लोग, ये कांग्रेस के लोग घड़ियाली आंसू बहाकर ओबीसी का नारा लगाते हैं। ये भूल जाते हैं कि देश को ओबीसी का प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी हैं, तो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ओबीसी के प्रधानमंत्री रहे हैं। और सबके समाज का सबका विकास करने का प्रण लेकर, सबको साथ लेकर, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, इसको आगे बढ़ाने का काम किया है। लेकिन कांग्रेस के लोग प्रधानमंत्री जी पर जिस तरीके से इस चुनाव में भद्दी टिप्पणियां की, जो नहीं सिर्फ असंसदीय थी, नहीं सिर्फ वो एक तरीके से बहुत ही निम्न स्तर की थी, ऐसी टिप्पणी की कांग्रेस के नेताओं ने, जिसको सार्वजनिक मंच से दोहराना भी मुश्किल होता है, ऐसी भद्दी टिप्पणियां प्रधानमंत्री जी पर की। क्या उस समय उनको ध्यान में नहीं था कि ये मोदी जी को गाली देने का मतलब ओबीसी को गाली देना है, पिछड़ी जाति को गाली देना है? ये उस समय उनके ध्यान में नहीं था क्या? और एक और नेता पैदा हुए, मैं ना माफी मांगू, मैं ना माफी मांगू, यानी रस्सी जल गई, बल नहीं गया है, बल नहीं गया है। और ये चुनाव के नतीजे ऐसे नेताओं का बल एक बार नहीं, अनेकों बार बल खत्म करते हैं, वो भी हमको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। मैं प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी और आपके बीच में, क्योंकि हम सब लोग उनको सुनने के लिए आए, मैं बहुत देर नहीं रहना चाहता, लेकिन यहां पर इस मंच से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष के रूप में मैं भारत की जनता, राजस्थान की जनता, मध्य प्रदेश की जनता, तेलंगाना की जनता, छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं, उनके आशीर्वाद के लिए, उनके समर्पण के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं। ये मतदाता ही परमेश्वर होता है, वही फैसला करता है, वही आशीर्वाद देता है, और कोटि कोटि उनको धन्यवाद जिन्होंने बड़ी संख्या में आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व को आशीर्वाद देकर के ये सफलता दिलाई है, इसके लिए उनको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं इसके साथ साथ मेरे सामने बैठे कार्यकर्ता, हमारे नेता, हमारे अध्यक्ष और आपसे जुड़े हुए और टेलीविजन के माध्यम से जुड़े हुए हमारे लाखों कार्यकर्ताओं को भी मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं, जिन्होंने इस चुनाव को मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में पूरी ताकत के साथ लड़ा और यशस्वी हुए हैं, उसके लिए भी मैं उनको धन्यवाद देता हूं। मेरे से अक्सर पत्रकार पूछते थे, रणनीति क्या है, रणनीति क्या है? मैं बार बार बोलता था, रणनीति पर्दे का विषय होता है और रणनीति समय पर ही खुलती है। मेरे कार्यकर्ताओं ने इस रणनीति को, जो बारीकियां संगठन ने बताई थी, उनको बखूबी धरती पर उतारा है और हमारे कार्यकर्ताओं ने दिन रात जमीन पर जाकर मेहनत की और जो वातावरण बना, उस वातावरण को वोट में बदलने में उन्होंने बहुत बड़ा योगदान किया है। इसलिए मैं अपने कार्यकर्ताओं को भी बधाई देता हूं, उनको धन्यवाद देता हूं। चुनाव के नतीजों ने स्पष्ट कर दिया है कि समाज के किसी एक इलाके का हमको वोट नहीं मिला, समाज के किसी एक वर्ग का वोट नहीं मिला, समाज के किसी एक जाति का वोट नहीं मिला। हमें मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सभी जातियों का, सभी वर्गों का और सभी इलाकों का आशीर्वाद मिला। इस बात को भी हमको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। इसलिए यह जीत सही तरीके से सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, सबका प्रयास, इसको आगे बढ़ाने का काम है। मैं अपने कार्यकर्ताओं को पुनः धन्यवाद भी देता हूं, बधाई भी देता हूं। दिन नहीं, हफ्ते नहीं, उन्होंने महीनों अपना घर छोड़ करके पार्टी के लिए बूथ पर जाकर के काम करके इस योजना को आगे बढ़ाया, सफल किया। इसके लिए मैं उनको बधाई देता हूं। मित्रों, मैं जानता हूं आपके साथ साथ मैं भी प्रधानमंत्री जी को सुनने के लिए आतुर हूं। इसलिए आपके और उनके बीच में ज्यादा समय न रहता हुआ पुनः प्रधानमंत्री जी को स्वागत करता हूं, अभिनंदन करता हूं, धन्यवाद देता हूं और मैं निवेदन करता हूं आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से कि वो हम सब का मार्गदर्शन करें और हमारे को आगे का रास्ता बताएं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी।
भारत माता की आवाज तेलंगाना तक पहुंचनी चाहिए। भारत माता की, भारत माता की। आज की विजय ऐतिहासिक है, अभूतपूर्व है। आज सबका साथ, सबका विकास की भावना जीती है। आज विकसित भारत के आह्वान की जीत हुई है। आज आत्मनिर्भर भारत के संकल्प की जीत हुई है। आज वंचितों को वरीयता के विचार की जीत हुई है। आज भारत के विकास के लिए राज्यों का विकास, इस सोच की जीत हुई है। आज ईमानदारी, पारदर्शिता और सुशासन की जीत हुई है। मैं इस मंच से सभी मतदाताओं को आदरपूर्वक नमन करता हूं। मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान और छत्तीसगढ़ के लोगों ने भाजपा पर भरपूर स्नेह दिखाया है। तेलंगाना में भी बीजेपी के प्रति समर्थन लगातार बढ़ रहा है। ये हम सभी का सौभाग्य है जब अपने परिवारजनों से इतना प्यार मिलता है, विश्वास मिलता है, तो मैं व्यक्तिगत रूप से अनुभव करता हूं कि मेरी जिम्मेदारी और अधिक बढ़ जाती है। आज भी मेरे मन में यही भाव है। मैं अपनी माताओं, बहनों, बेटियों के सामने, मैं अपने युवा साथियों के सामने मैं अपने किसान भाई बहनों के सामने, मैं अपने गरीब परिवारों के सामने उन्होंने जो निर्णय, जो बढ़ चढ़ करके समर्थन दिया है, इसके लिए मैं उनके सामने नतमस्तक हूं। इस चुनाव में देश को जातियों में बांटने की बहुत कोशिशें हुई, लेकिन मैं लगातार कह रहा था कि मेरे लिए देश में 4 जातियां ही सबसे बड़ी जातियां हैं। और जब मैं इन 4 जातियों की बात करता हूं, हमारी नारी शक्ति, हमारी युवा शक्ति, हमारे किसान और हमारे गरीब परिवार, इन 4 जातियों को सशक्त करने से ही देश सशक्त होने वाला है। आज बड़ी संख्या में हमारे ओबीसी साथी इसी वर्ग से आते हैं। आज बड़ी संख्या में हमारे आदिवासी साथी इसी वर्ग में आते हैं। और इन चुनावों में इन चारों जातियों ने भाजपा की योजनाओं और भाजपा के रोड मैप को लेकर बहुत उत्साह दिखाया है। आज हर गरीब कह रहा है वो खुद जीता है। आज हर वंचित के मन में भावना है कि चुनाव वह खुद जीता है। आज हर किसान यही कहता है, ये चुनाव हर किसान जीता है। आज हर आदिवासी भाई बहन ये सोचकर खुश है कि उसने जिसे वोट दिया वो विजय उसकी अपनी है। आज हर फर्स्ट टाइम वोटर बड़े गर्व के साथ कह रहा है कि मेरा पहला वोट मेरे विजय का कारण बना है। इसी जीत में हर महिला अपनी जीत देख रही है। इसी जीत में बेहतर भविष्य का सपना देखने वाला हर युवा अपनी जीत देख रहा है। हर वो नागरिक इसे अपनी सफलता समझ रहा है जो 2047 में भारत को एक विकसित राष्ट्र देखना चाहता है। साथियों, मैं आज विशेष रूप से देश की नारी शक्ति का अभिनंदन करूंगा। रैलियों में मैं अक्सर कहता था कि इन चुनावों में नारी शक्ति ये ठान कर निकली है कि भाजपा का परचम लहराएगी। और जब देश की नारी शक्ति किसी का सुरक्षा कवच बन जाए तो कैसी भी ताकत उसे नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा सकती। आज नारी शक्ति वंदन अधिनियम ने देश की माताओं, बहनों, बेटियों के मन में नया विश्वास जगाया है। आज देश की हर महिला में ये भरोसा जगा है कि भाजपा सरकार में उनकी सक्रिय भागीदारी को नई बुलंदी मिलने वाली है। आज हर बहन बेटी को साफ साफ लगता है कि बीजेपी ही नारी गरिमा, नारी सम्मान, नारी सुरक्षा की सबसे बड़ी गारंटी है। उन्होंने देखा है कि बीते 10 वर्षों में भाजपा ने उन तक टॉयलेट, बिजली, गैस, नल से जल, बैंक में खाते, ऐसी बुनियादी सुविधाएं पहुंचाने के लिए कितनी ईमानदारी से काम किया है। आज वो देख रही है कि कैसे बीजेपी घर परिवार में, समाज में उनकी आर्थिक भागीदारी बढ़ाने के लिए उन्हें रोजगार, स्वरोजगार के नए अवसर देने के लिए निरंतर काम कर रही है। नारी शक्ति का विकास बीजेपी के विकास मॉडल का एक महत्वपूर्ण स्तंभ भी है और इसलिए इन चुनावों में महिलाओं ने, बहनों बेटियों ने एक प्रकार से भाजपा के विजय की पूरी जिम्मेवारी अपने हाथ में उठा ली थी और भरपूर आशीर्वाद दिया है। मैं आज पूरी विनम्रता से देश की हर बहन बेटी को यही कहूंगा कि आपसे जो वायदा बीजेपी ने किए हैं वो 100% पूरे किए जाएंगे और ये मोदी की गारंटी है। और मोदी की गारंटी यानी गारंटी पूरा होने की गारंटी। साथियों, चुनाव नतीजों ने एक और बात स्पष्ट की है। देश का युवा सिर्फ और सिर्फ विकास चाहता है। जहां भी सरकारों ने युवाओं के खिलाफ काम किया है वो सरकारें सत्ता से बाहर हुई है। चाहे राजस्थान हो, छत्तीसगढ़ हो या तेलंगाना हो, ये सारी सरकारें पेपर लीक और भर्ती घोटालों के आरोपों में गिरी हुई थी। परिणाम ये हुआ कि इन तीनों ही राज्यों में सत्ता में बैठे दल अब सरकार से बाहर है। आज देश के युवा में ये भरोसा लगातार बढ़ रहा है कि बीजेपी ही उसकी आकांक्षाएं समझती है, उसके लिए काम करती है। देश का युवा ये जानता है कि बीजेपी की सरकार युवा हितैषी होती है, युवाओं के लिए नए अवसर बनाने वाली होती है। साथियों, आज देश का आदिवासी समाज भी अब खुलकर अपनी बात रख रहा है। ये वो आदिवासी समाज है जो कांग्रेस की नीतियों की वजह से 7 दशक तक पीछे रहा, जिसे अवसर नहीं दिए गए। इनकी जनसंख्या आज 10 करोड़ के आसपास है। हमने गुजरात के चुनाव परिणामों में भी ये देखा है, जिस कांग्रेस ने आदिवासी समाज को कभी पूछा तक नहीं, उस आदिवासी समाज ने कांग्रेस का सफाया कर दिया। यही भावना आज हमने एमपी, छत्तीसगढ़ और राजस्थान में भी देखी है। इन राज्यों की आदिवासी अंचल की सीटों पर कांग्रेस का सुपड़ा साफ हो गया है। आदिवासी समाज आज विकास के लिए आकांक्षी है और उन्हें भरोसा है कि इस आकांक्षा को सिर्फ और सिर्फ भाजपा सरकार ही पूरा कर सकती है। मेरे परिवारजनों, मैं आज हर राज्य के भाजपा कार्यकर्ताओं की भी सराहना करूंगा, भूरी भूरी प्रशंसा करूंगा। भाजपा और कमल के प्रति आपकी निष्ठा, आपका समर्पण अतुलनीय है। डबल इंजन सरकार का मैसेज आपने पूरी ईमानदारी से जन जन तक पहुंचाया। इसी का परिणाम आज हमें मिल रहा है। हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नड्डा जी जिस प्रकार अपनी नीति रणनीति को अमल में लाए, ये विजय उसका भी परिणाम है। और चुनाव के दरमियान उनके परिवार में एक दुखद घटना घटी, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी नड्डा जी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता के रूप में दिन रात डटे रहे। साथियों, राजनीति के इतने वर्षों में मैं हमेशा भविष्यवाणियों से दूर रहा हूं। मैं कभी वादे वादे और बड़ी बड़ी घोषणाएं नहीं करता हूं। इतने साल हो गए, कभी नहीं करता हूं। लेकिन इस बार चुनाव में मैंने अपना ये नियम भी तोड़ा था। मैंने राजस्थान में मावजी महाराज को प्रणाम करते हुए उन्हीं की धरती पर ये भविष्यवाणी की थी कि राजस्थान में कांग्रेस सरकार लौट करके नहीं आएगी। मैं भविष्यवेत्ता नहीं हूं, लेकिन मेरा राजस्थान के लोगों पर भरोसा था, वहां की जनता पर भरोसा था। और आज हम नतीजे देख रहे हैं। मध्य प्रदेश ने भी हमें फिर दिखाया है कि भाजपा के सेवा भाव का कोई विकल्प नहीं है। 2 दशक से वहां भाजपा की सरकार है और इतने वर्षों के बाद भी भाजपा पर भरोसा लगातार मजबूती हो रहा है। छत्तीसगढ़ के परिवारजनों को तो जब मैं वहां चुनाव सभाओं में गया तो मैं खुद ही पहली सभा में, छत्तीसगढ़ के चुनाव की पहली सभा में मैंने खुद कहा था कि मैं आपसे कुछ मांगने नहीं आया हूं, मैं तो आपको 3 दिसंबर के बाद सरकार बनेगी तो शपथ समारोह में निमंत्रण देने के लिए आया। छत्तीसगढ़ के परिणाम से साफ है कि हर परिजन ने उस बात को स्वीकार किया है। मैं तेलंगाना की जनता और तेलंगाना के भाजपा कार्यकर्ताओं का विशेष आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। हर चुनाव में तेलंगाना में भाजपा का ग्राफ लगातार बढ़ रहा है। मैं तेलंगाना के लोगों को ये विश्वास दिलाता हूं कि बीजेपी आपकी सेवा में कोई कोर कसर बाकी नहीं छोड़ेगी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी तेलंगाना अभिवृद्धि कोसम ఎల్లప్పుడూ పని చేస్తూనే ఉంటుంది। తెలంగాణతో మాకు చాలా మంచి అనుబంధం ఉంది। मेरे परिवारजनों, इस चुनाव परिणाम की गुंज सिर्फ एमपी, राजस्थान और छत्तीसगढ़ तक सीमित नहीं रहेगी। इन परिणामों की गुंज दूर तक जाएगी। पूरी दुनिया में इन चुनाव परिणामों की गुंज सुनाई देगी। ये चुनाव परिणाम भारत के विकास पर भरोसा, दुनिया के भरोसे को और मजबूती देगा। ये चुनाव परिणाम दुनिया भर के निवेशकों को भी नया विश्वास देगा। भरोसा ये कि आजादी के अमृत काल में विकसित भारत का जो संकल्प हमने लिया है, उसे जनता जनार्दन का लगातार आशीर्वाद मिल रहा है। आज दुनिया देख रही है कि भारत का लोकतंत्र और भारत का वोटर दोनों कितने परिपक्व हैं, कितने मैच्योर है। आज दुनिया देख रही है कि भारत की जनता पूर्ण बहुमत के लिए, स्थिर सरकार के लिए सोच समझ करके वोट कर रही है। साथियों, भाजपा ने सेवा और सुशासन की राजनीति का नया मॉडल देश के सामने प्रस्तुत किया है। हमारी नीति और निर्णयों के मूल में सिर्फ और सिर्फ देश है, देशवासी है, भारत माता की जय, यही हमारा मंत्र है। इसलिए भाजपा सरकारें सिर्फ नीतियां नहीं बनाती, बल्कि हर हकदार, हर लाभार्थी तक वो पहुंचे, ये भी सुनिश्चित करती है। भाजपा परफॉर्मेंस और डिलीवरी की राजनीति देश के सामने हकीकत बन करके लेकर के आई है। भारत का मतदाता जानता है कि स्वार्थ क्या है, जनहित और राष्ट्रहित क्या है। दूध का और पानी का भेद देश जानता है। जैसे तैसे जीतने के लिए हवाई बातें करना और लोभ लालच की घोषणाएं करना, ये मतदाता पसंद नहीं करता। मतदाता को उसका जीवन बेहतर करने के लिए एक स्पष्ट रोड मैप चाहिए, एक विश्वसनीयता चाहिए, एक भरोसा चाहिए। भारत का वोटर ये जानता है कि जब भारत आगे बढ़ता है तो राज्य आगे बढ़ता है, हर परिवार का जीवन बेहतर होता है। इसलिए वो बीजेपी को चुन रहा है, लगातार चुन रहा है। और कुछ लोग तो कह रहे हैं कि आज की इस हैट्रिक ने 24 की हैट्रिक की गारंटी दे दी है। साथियों, आज के जनादेश ने ये भी साबित किया है कि भ्रष्टाचार, तुष्टीकरण और परिवारवाद को लेकर देश के भीतर, देश के हर नागरिक के दिल में जीरो टॉलरेंस बन रही है। आज देश को लगता है कि इन तीन बुराइयों को खत्म करने में अगर कोई प्रभावी है तो वो भाजपा ही है। भाजपा की केंद्र सरकार ने देश में भ्रष्टाचार के विरुद्ध जो अभियान छेड़ रखा है उसको भारी जन समर्थन मिल रहा है। ये उन दलों, उन नेताओं को वोटर की साफ साफ चेतावनी है जो भ्रष्टाचारियों के साथ खड़े होने में जरा भी शर्म अनुभव नहीं करते। उन लोगों को देश की जनता ने आज साफ साफ संदेश दे दिया है। और ऐसे लोग जो भांति भांति के तर्कों से भ्रष्टाचारियों को कवच देते हैं, कवर अप करने की कोशिश करते हैं, ऐसे लोग जो भ्रष्टाचार पर कड़ा प्रहार करने वाली जांच एजेंसियों को बदनाम करने में दिन रात जुटे हुए हैं, वे समझ लें ये चुनाव नतीजे भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ाई का भी जन समर्थन है। ये चुनाव नतीजे कांग्रेस और उसके घमंडिया गठबंधन के लिए भी बहुत बड़ा सबक है। सबक ये है कि सिर्फ कुछ परिवारवादियों के मंच पर एक साथ आ जाने से फोटो कितनी अच्छी निकल जाए, देश का भरोसा नहीं जीता जाता। देश की जनता का दिल जीतने के लिए राष्ट्र सेवा का जज्बा होना चाहिए और घमंडिया गठबंधन में रत्ती भर भी वो नजर नहीं आता है। गाली गलौज, निराशा, नेगेटिविटी, एक घमंडिया गठबंधन को मीडिया की हेडलाइन जरूर दे सकती है, लेकिन जनता के दिल में स्थान नहीं दिला सकती। साथियों, आज के ये नतीजे उन ताकतों को भी चेतावनी है जो प्रगति और जन कल्याण की राजनीति के खिलाफ खड़े रहते हैं। जब भी विकास होता है, कांग्रेस और उसके साथी विरोध करते हैं। जब हम वंदे भारत ट्रेन लॉन्च करते हैं तो कांग्रेस और उसके साथी उसकी मजाक उड़ाते हैं। जब हम आयुष्मान भारत लॉन्च करते हैं तो कांग्रेस और उसके साथी इसमें रोड़ा अटकाते हैं। जब हम गरीबों के लिए घर बनाते हैं तब कांग्रेस और उसके साथी रुकावटें डालते हैं। जब हम गरीबों तक नल से जल पहुंचाते हैं तो कांग्रेस और उसके साथी इसमें भ्रष्टाचार का रास्ता बनाने में लग जाते हैं। जब हम ग्रामीण विकास के लिए फंड भेजते हैं तो कांग्रेस और उसके साथी इसे गरीबों को तक पहुंचने में रुकावट डालने की कोशिश करते हैं। ऐसी सभी पार्टियों को आज गरीबों ने चेतावनी दी है, सुधर जाइए, सुधर जाइए, वरना जनता आपको चुन चुन करके साफ कर देगी। आज ऐसी पार्टियों के लिए सबक है कि केंद्र सरकार की गरीब कल्याण की योजनाओं और उनके लिए भेजे जा रहे फंड के बीच में आने की कोशिश मत करो। ये जनता का आदेश है, वरना जो बीच में आएगा उसे जनता हटा देगी। लोकतंत्र के हित में मेरी कांग्रेस और उसके साथियों को नम्रतापूर्वक सलाह है, कृपा करके ऐसी राजनीति न करें जो देश विरोधी ताकतों को बल दे, जो देश को बांटना चाहते हैं ऐसे लोगों को मजबूती दे, जो देश को कमजोर करने वाले विचारों को गति दे। साथियों, आज भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था का हर पहिया पूरी गति से घूम रहा है। कुछ लोग कह रहे थे कि विश्व में मंदी का असर भारत पर पड़ेगा, लेकिन भारत ने हर आकलन से कहीं बेहतर प्रदर्शन किया। आज भारत दुनिया की सबसे तेजी से विकसित होती आर्थिक ताकत है। आज भारत का आत्मविश्वास, भारत के लोगों का आत्मविश्वास अभूतपूर्व स्तर पर है। आज भारत में आज देश में रिकॉर्ड जीएसटी कलेक्शन हो रहा है, कृषि उत्पादन के नए रिकॉर्ड बन रहे हैं, भारत के शेयर मार्केट पर भरोसा चरम पर है। आज भारत के निर्यात के नए रिकॉर्ड बन रहे हैं, यूपीआई ट्रांजैक्शन के नए रिकॉर्ड बन रहे हैं, त्योहारों में खरीद के नए रिकॉर्ड बन रहे हैं, गाड़ियों की सेल के नए रिकॉर्ड बन रहे हैं। आज भारत में सीमेंट प्रोडक्शन बढ़ रहा है, कोयला प्रोडक्शन बढ़ा है, आज भारत में स्टील उत्पादन बढ़ा है, बिजली उत्पादन बढ़ा है। दुनिया भर की कंपनियां भारत में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए आतुर है। हवाई यात्रा करने वालों की संख्या उच्चतम स्तर पर है। होम लोन में भी, उस सेक्टर में भी बहुत अधिक वृद्धि देखी जा रही है। साथियों, आज भारत का फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पूरी तरह से ट्रांसफॉर्म हो रहा है। आप देखिए, चारों तरफ एक्सप्रेसवे का, इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर का जाल बिछ रहा है। भारतीय रेल आज अपने ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के सबसे बड़े दौर से गुजर रही है। आज देश में नए रेलवे स्टेशन बन रहे हैं, आधुनिक ट्रेनें आ रही हैं। गति नहीं है, संकल्प नए है। और मैं देशवासियों को कहना चाहता हूं, हर देशवासी को कहना चाहता हूं, और मैं मेरे ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड के आधार पर कहना चाहता हूं, बड़ी ईमानदारी से कहना चाहता हूं, बड़ी जिम्मेदारी से कहना चाहता हूं, आपके सपने मेरे देशवासियों, आपके सपने वो मेरा संकल्प है। आपके सपनों को पूरा करने के लिए जो मेरा संकल्प है, वो मेरी साधना भी है, मेरी तपस्या भी है। साथियों, भारत का डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दुनिया में श्रेष्ठता की तरफ बढ़ रहा है। भारत आज दुनिया में 5G नेटवर्क के मामले में अग्रणी देश में पहुंच चुका है। आज भारत में गांव-गांव तक ऑप्टिकल फाइबर पहुंच रहा है। आज देश के सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर भी अभूतपूर्व गति से काम हो रहा है। हर गरीब को मुफ्त राशन वाली योजना अगले 5 साल के लिए बढ़ा दी गई है। भाजपा सरकार में 4 करोड़ गरीब परिवारों के पक्के घर बन चुके हैं। हम हर गरीब परिवार को पक्की छत देने के संकल्प की ओर तेजी से बढ़ रहे हैं। घर घर नल से जल, ये अभियान तेज गति से चल रहा है। आज देश में रिकॉर्ड गति से नए अस्पताल बन रहे हैं, मेडिकल कॉलेज बन रहे हैं, कॉलेज और यूनिवर्सिटीज की संख्या बढ़ रही है। साथियों, आज भारत आगे बढ़ रहा है, भारत का नागरिक आगे बढ़ रहा है। भारत के लोग इस मोमेंटम को बनाए रखना चाहते हैं। अब इससे पीछे नहीं हटना है, और पीछे हटना ये मोदी को तो कभी स्वीकार नहीं हो सकता है। भारत के लोग स्टेबिलिटी चाहते हैं, स्थायित्व चाहते हैं। भारत के लोग विकसित भारत की यात्रा को गति देना चाहते हैं। मैं देश के प्रत्येक युवा को आह्वान करता हूं, वो विकसित भारत का एम्बेसडर बने, वो विकसित भारत के संकल्पों का नेतृत्व करे। मैं भाजपा कार्यकर्ताओं से भी कहूंगा, प्रत्येक भाजपा कार्यकर्ता नमो ऐप पर जाएं और कम से कम 10 लोगों को विकसित भारत का एम्बेसडर बनाएं। हमें आज एक ऐसी पीढ़ी तैयार करनी है जिसका सपना हो विकसित भारत। जिसका संकल्प हो विकसित भारत, जिसकी साधना हो विकसित भारत, जिसका समर्पण हो विकसित भारत। साथियों, विकसित भारत के निर्माण के लिए ये बहुत जरूरी है कि कोई भी नागरिक पीछे नहीं छूटे। इन चुनावों मैंने लगातार कहा है कि हर लाभार्थी तक पहुंचकर भाजपा सरकार उसे सरकारी योजनाओं का लाभ देगी। इसके लिए केंद्र सरकार ने 14 नवंबर यानी जनजातीय गौरव दिवस यानी भगवान बिरसा मुंडा की जयंती से विकसित भारत संकल्प यात्रा शुरू की है। योजनाओं से वंचित लोगों को जोड़ने के लिए सरकार खुद लोगों के दरवाजे पर दस्तक दे रही है। जिन क्षेत्रों में यात्रा पहुंच रही है वहां लोग खुशियां मना रहे हैं कि मोदी की गारंटी वाली गाड़ी हमारे गांव आ रही है। मैं आज विजय के इस समारोह से हर बीजेपी कार्यकर्ता को सलाह दूंगा, आग्रह करूंगा। अब आज से आपको मोदी की गारंटी वाली इस गाड़ी के आगे आगे चलना है। मोदी की गारंटी वाली गाड़ी देश की सफलता की गारंटी बनेगी और ये भी मोदी की गारंटी है। और आपको एक बात और याद रखनी है, जहां दूसरों से उम्मीद खत्म होती है वहां से मोदी की गारंटी शुरू होती है। मेरे परिवारजनों, विधानसभा चुनाव के नतीजों ने पॉजिटिव एनर्जी का एक ऐसा प्रवाह शुरू किया है जिसे आज पूरा देश महसूस कर रहा है। इस शक्ति ने विकसित भारत के लिए तैयार हुई नींव को और मजबूत कर दिया है। हमें ये ऊर्जा बनाए रखनी है, हमें ये शक्ति बढ़ाते रहना है। हमें 140 करोड़ भारतीयों के विश्वास को जगाए रखना है। हमें जन जन को अपने साथ जोड़ना है। हमें हर मन को समझना है। हमें सबको साथ लेकर चलना है। हमें हर एक को अमृतकाल की विकास यात्रा का साथी बनाना है। जो हमसे दूर है हमें उनके पास पहुंचना है। जिन्हें संदेह है हमें उनमें भरोसा जगाना है। भाजपा के कार्यकर्ताओं पर जिम्मेदारी और बढ़ गई है, क्योंकि नकारात्मक शक्तियां अब तेजी से एकजुट होने का प्रयास करेगी। देश को बांटने वाली ताकतें अब एड़ी चोटी का जोर लगाएगी। समाज में खाई पैदा करने वाले अब नए मौके तलाशेंगे। हमें उनसे मुकाबला भी करना है, उनके फेक नैरेटिव को जवाब भी देना है, लेकिन उससे बढ़कर हमें जनता के यकीन को बनाए रखना है। साथियों, उत्साह और उमंग के इस वातावरण के बीच मेरी आदत छूटती नहीं है, तो मैं फिर से वो तो करता ही रहता हूं कि मैं मूलतः संगठन से निकला हूं तो स्वभाव मेरा जाता नहीं। मैं आज पूरा दिन टीवी पे क्या चल रहा था ज्यादा समय नहीं दे पाया, देख नहीं पाया, क्योंकि मैं हमारे जो भारत का पूर्वी समुद्री तट है वहां साइक्लोन की संभावनाएं नजर आ रही हैं, जरा तेजी की संभावनाएं नजर आ रही है। और इसलिए विजय के महोत्सव में भी मैं तो यही कार्यकर्ताओं से कहूंगा, हमें साइक्लोन मिचोंग से भी सतर्क रहना है। बंगाल की खाड़ी से सटे तटीय इलाकों में इसका प्रभाव पड़ सकता है। केंद्र सरकार लगातार इस पर राज्य सरकारों से संपर्क में है, उनकी हर संभव मदद भी कर रही है। मैं तमिलनाडु, पुडुचेरी, उड़ीसा और खास तौर से आंध्र प्रदेश के भाजपा कार्यकर्ताओं से भी कहूंगा कि राज्य सरकार भले ही किसी भी दल की हो, आप पूरी शक्ति से राहत और बचाव काम में जुट जाना, प्रशासन को पूरा साथ देना। और यही एक समर्पित भाजपा कार्यकर्ता के संस्कार होते हैं। हमारे लिए दल से बड़ा देश है, हमारे दिल से भी बड़ा हमारा देशवासी है। साथियों, सबके प्रयास से ही हमने अपने संकल्पों की सिद्धि कर सकते हैं। मुझे देश की अमृत पीढ़ी पर भरोसा है। हमारा लक्ष्य एक है, साधना एक है, सपना एक है। भारत विकसित होकर रहेगा, इसी विश्वास के साथ मैं फिर एक बार सभी मतदाताओं का अभिनंदन करता हूं। जो भी विजयी हुए हैं उनको शुभकामनाएं देता हूं और हम सब मिलकर के देश के सामान्य मानवीय की आशा अपेक्षाओं को पूरा कर पाएं। मैं आप सब कार्यकर्ताओं को आपके माध्यम से मैदान में जो लोग मेहनत कर रहे थे उन सबको हृदय से बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। मेरे साथ बोलिए भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Women, youth, farmers and the economically weaker sections or the poor, these are the only jati for me, and we will work tirelessly towards their upliftment and towards empowering them. The promise of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that where others stop, my guarantee starts from there. And the fact that the dream of a Viksit Bharat will only be further powered and further strengthened by this phenomenal win for the BJP across Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. He's also thanked the people of Telangana and said that we will continue to work harder in Telangana, and we do not want the spread of the BJP, the rise of the BJP to stop here. Iski goonj pure vishwa mein sunai degi is what the PM said. And also mindful of the fact that the southern part and of course some of the eastern coasts of our country are weathering huge amounts of rainfall and some cyclone that is developing in the Bay of Bengal, urging the Karyakartas of the BJP to go out and work harder. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also urging the BJP Karyakartas to empower and to also encourage youth of our country to talk and become Viksit Bharat ambassadors. Prime Minister Narendra Modi taking the vision of a Viksit Bharat, a Bharat that is going to be strong, solid and of course a developed nation by 2047, pushing forth that dream and underlining the effort of the Karyakartas, the Sangathan on ground. Ladies and gentlemen, in the battle for the states, the semi-final before the final, in these 5 states, the 4 key states and where the Congress and the BJP were going head to head, those 3 key states of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, the BJP has emerged triumphant, bucking anti-incumbency. In Madhya Pradesh, the only state to come back into power as 4 states. In these 4 states, the remaining 3, the incumbents have been voted out. In Rajasthan and in Chhattisgarh, the Congress voted out. In Telangana, the BRS voted out. Congress coming to power in Telangana, but losing ground in key states that would have been important to set the tone for 2024. What happens to the INDI alliance, who Prime Minister has called a Ghamandiya alliance or an arrogant alliance? What happens to the BJP's motive and motto, which was laid out 1 day or 2 days after the 2019 victory, where they said we want 330 plus seats in Lok Sabha 2024. Will they push for 350 plus? Does this set the tone? Do they now have the momentum and the numbers to push on forward? Is this story limited only to north of the Vindhyas? What happens south of the Vindhyas? What is the meaning behind is Bharat Mata ki Jai ki gunj Telangana tak sunai deni chahiye? Why does Prime Minister Narendra Modi underline that and emphasize that? Plenty of things to talk about in that Prime Minister's address in the annex of the BJP headquarters, while he thanks all the Karyakartas, the entire Sangathan, for putting their might and muscle and the effort towards this victory. But he remains the tallest amongst all the political leaders in Bharat today, and perhaps someone who's rising in stature globally too. This story will be taken to the world, this victory. Why does PM Narendra Modi say that? He says it will further underline the belief that Bharat can be depended upon. Bharat is a stable nation, and Bharat is a place where the world can come and do business, invest, and of course work with, because this is a nation whose voters have voted for stability. Another message coming in from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So in the battle for the states, the BJP will claim that it has emerged triumphant. The Congress will take victory from the fact that they have wrested power in Telangana. But will they remain a party which is only dominant south of the Vindhyas? Is this north-south divide even going to cut ice, even as many people who are loyal to the Congress party don't play this dangerous game of divide and rule? You take on the Sanatan Dharma, you get booted out. You play divide and rule, you will get voted out. This is not the tone that you should adopt. You go after and become personal with the Prime Minister, you will get voted out or booted out. Namaste, Jai Hind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anand Narsuman, and as we continue our coverage in the battle for the states, let us try and bring in our guests who followed and been with us right through Result Day Live. We'd like to thank our viewers also for staying with us right through here at CNN News 18. Zaka Jacob, managing editor, on that magic wall, which is colored saffron compared to the last time around and this time around when we looked at the 2018 numbers, especially those 4 states. Down it's all blue in Telangana, replacing the pink. Consulting editor and of course a very, very senior journalist himself who's just authored a book. Everybody is turning author these days. Rahul Shivshankar with us, and next to him, managing editor, Money Control now. That designation changed over the last 48 hours for Nalin Mehta, again an author. Gentlemen, fantastic. Did any of you think this would be the level of victory for the BJP and the kind of performance that they have turned out? Well, Rahul and then Zaka.
Well, Anand, I've been sticking my neck out, and I even said it this morning, and I even said it yesterday, that there are going to be decisive mandates. The BJP was very confident about Chhattisgarh. Not one, but several people, even from the Sangathan, the RSS, had said that this was going to be a fight to watch. That was a constant refrain. Ye ladai dekhne wali ladai hai. So one realized that there was something happening. But today, this victory has shattered 5 myths. And I've put out a piece on TV 18, Network 18's website. And I just want to quickly
News18.com, yeah.
News18.com. I just want to give you the headlines. Myth 1, brand Modi is imploding. No, it's not imploding. After Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, many people said that Mr. Modi can no longer carry the BJP across the halfway line in any particular state. Well, that's been nipped in the bud. He injected himself, I think, to test this hypothesis and prove to the world that this was not quite the case. I want to also take you through the other 3 myths. Rural poor are yearning for change. Economists of a certain stripe and the BJP's political opponents never stop in telling us that, look, and this is based on selective data, and the Prime Minister referred to that actually in his speech. He said that Modi's NDA is letting down the rural poor. Nothing is getting to them. There is a groundswell. Now, I just want to take you over some facts here. In Madhya Pradesh, total of 194 rural seats, the BJP won 137 of those. In Rajasthan, out of 174 rural seats, the BJP won 97 of those. Clearly, the conversion rate proves that there is no significant rural anger. I'm not saying that everything is perfect, but clearly, something is working. Perhaps those targeted welfare schemes are having a palliative effect. I don't know, but perhaps. Myth 3, enhanced quota lifeline urgently needed for vulnerable castes. Now look at how the castes have responded that would have benefited the most. And I'm giving you some more facts here. In Madhya Pradesh, the BJP won 51 of 67 OBC seats, 27 of 47 tribal seats. In Chhattisgarh, the BJP won 5 of 10. SC seats and 19 of 29 tribal seats. In Rajasthan, the BJP has done even better by wresting 58 of 107 OBC seats and 12 of 25 tribal seats. Obviously, the voter recognizes that social stability is linked to economic well-being. Hopefully, after voters have snubbed attempts to fan the fires of destabilizing competitive identity, caste-based politics, the opposition will now abandon the idea. Prime Minister said exactly this. Anyone who's trying to divide our country is going to be punished. Two more points. BJP pays lip service to women voters. I don't need to tell you those numbers. We know how the women have voted. Last but not least, North-South electoral divide is deepening under BJP. This is a myth. This is a myth. And I have argued against it. As things stand, the BJP has 29 Lok Sabha seats in the south, the Congress has 30. And I want to show you that almost 14% of the vote in Telangana has been cornered by the BJP. This is double the share it secured in 2018. Enhanced vote shares translate into a gain of 9 seats for the BJP. In other southern states, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, there has been a rapid spurt in the membership of the BJP.
Yes.
And ideologically based parties take more time to translate support into electoral gain. This is a fact of history. It's going to take time. But people are not repelled by it. They're not leaving it. They're attracted by it. They're coming to it.
They consolidated on their vote share in Telangana. It's not that they've lost too much. It's their own internal dynamics that, like you said, in beg your pardon, in Karnataka, in Telangana, they've made it double compared to 2018. They've retained at least 70 to 80% because it was around 19.69% in 2019 Lok Sabha. They've come to about 14 plus percent. Let's go across to Zaka Jacob. Surbi Hodigere also with us. Surbi and Nalin coming to you in just a bit. Zaka, on the wall, which number fascinates you or perhaps stumped you the most?
I think Chhattisgarh for sure. Not just the fact that, no exit poll predicted the BJP victory, but the degree of the victory. This is bigger than the BJP's 2013 victory. I think it's the biggest victory that the BJP has had in Chhattisgarh since the formation of the state. And clearly the tribal vote has come back to the BJP, not just in Chhattisgarh, the tribal vote has come back in Madhya Pradesh and also in Rajasthan. So there is one big meta-narrative, that is the tribal vote has come in. But I think the BJP has clocked on to this strategy of using its big guns, central ministers, MPs. We talked about this in the early morning coverage as well. Look at the BJP big guns impact. 79 seats, these 79 were declared well before even the election commission declared dates. And the BJP never does that. The BJP has never been in the habit of declaring its candidates, or at least a section of it, much before the EC has put out the official dates. In these 79 seats, the BJP has won 58. What is more fascinating is that 23, almost half of these 58 seats, the Congress had won last time. It has wrested those seats back from the Congress, and I think this is a critical factor in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Even in Rajasthan, where they asked MPs and central leaders to contest, look at that filter. The BJP big guns, the kind of impact that they've had. Out of the 84 seats, 50 seats the BJP won, 30 to the Congress. 16 of those were seats that the Congress won last time, which means that 16 of those seats is a net gain for the BJP. They would have won only 34 of these the last time around. So this is something you're going to see as a strategy. I think you're going to see this in the Lok Sabha as well. Much before the dates are announced, the BJP is going to say, these are our toughest seats, and we are declaring our candidates in these toughest seats 3 months before the Lok Sabha. Go and fight.
They changed the entire government 18 months ahead of elections in Gujarat. Now they have sent the big guns 2 months before the elections and announced 79 candidates, because they are saying before people turn around and reject us, we know who are the people who need to be wiped out, and they'll all be rejected. And this entire list of MPs that they have, nearly 100 are going to get the boot. They are not going to get tickets, and there are going to be fresh faces that will come. Yes, Nalin and Surbi, quick word before we go to our guests, Hanumantaya, Pradeep Bhandari and also Sanju Verma joining us. Namaste and Jai Hind to our guests. But first from Nalin and Surbi, and then I'll come across to all of you.
So, for me, there are 6 or 7 key takeaways. I've just written a piece for Money Control. There's also one out on news18.com. Number one is that I think brand Modi remains impregnable. There was a lot of being said that, state elections, Modi magic doesn't work after Karnataka in particular. That's been put away, that notion. I think the Congress is unable to win against the BJP in head-to-head contest in the Hindi heartland. no revival of the Congress in the Hindi heartland. That's what the second takeaway is. Third, I think is, and which goes to what the numbers that Jaka was showing, the BJP's core voter base and its electoral machinery remains in very good shape in the Hindi heartland in particular. I think in Madhya Pradesh, for example, Madhya Pradesh is the new Gujarat. In Gujarat, for 20 years, power has not changed. In Madhya Pradesh, it's not changed now. For 30 years in Gujarat, in Madhya Pradesh, an entire generation of voters has been born after the last Congress chief minister, barring the Kamal Nath interim. I think, important point, I think voters have clearly rejected the idea of a caste survey and the Mandal 2.0. Modi talked about this as well. That was one of the clarion calls of Rahul Gandhi. There is no, in fact, the numbers that Zaka has shown has also shown that out of OBC seats, for example, 67 OBC dominated seats in Madhya Pradesh, 47 were won by BJP. Same numbers hold for Rajasthan as well.
Yeah, this is the OBC dominated seats, 67 seats, 48 of them the BJP has won. And again, I keep going back to this. Almost 20 of those were seats that the Congress won. So this figure would have been 39 last time around. And then it becomes a much more closer contest. The reason why this is such a runaway victory for the BJP is because a large part of the gains that they've had in different segments, tribal seats, OBC dominated seats, women dominated seats, these are seats that they have taken back from the Congress. They have learnt their lessons from what happened last time.
A couple of more points, Anand. The tribal vote. There's a tribal surge for the BJP. In 2014 and 2019, the tribal support really powered BJP victories in unexpected ways. That has not happened in state elections actually. This time we are seeing that across Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. If you see the reserved constituencies for scheduled tribes, the BJP has won majorities in all of them. So that's a huge point. I think we are also seeing Muslim consolidation behind the Congress. Telangana is showing that, right? We saw that in Karnataka as well. That I think, if you're Akhilesh Yadav, or if you're Mamata Banerjee, you would look at that very carefully. I think there's implications for the India alliance significantly.
And that's a lot of seats. That's a lot of seats between Bengal and Uttar Pradesh. That's not a few, more than nearly about 120 seats if my memory serves me right, if not more. Surbi.
No, absolutely. That last takeaway I think is a big one because Telangana has decisively shown that Muslim consolidation is one of the factors that the BJP does not have an answer to. Having said that, I'm really impressed by the results in Chhattisgarh because there's a 13% increase in vote share from the previous election of what BJP got, which is quite something and is going to show that BJP in a bipolar contest or anything that nears a bipolar contest is becoming indefeatable. And for the India alliance, which would have hoped that the Congress could effectively take on the BJP in bipolar states, that's not really happening. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh has very clearly shown that the Congress is not in a position to take on the BJP. So where does that leave the India alliance? Where does it leave these regional parties? I also like that we talked about the women vote. I think this has been in discussion from say 2019 and before that as well, when Ujjwala was a very, very important factor in determining the women vote. But now this is a pan-India phenomenon, both in the Lok Sabha elections that we saw last time, as well as many of the assembly elections, that BJP has cracked the women vote. So how much of that goes with schemes, how much of that goes with some sort of gender-based policy making, as well as the new reservation bill, that's a very interesting facet to watch
not just
for.
about doing things for the sake of doing, for showing, but actually walking the talk. With the tribals, you've made the president of the country is a tribal. You push the tribal cause across various sangatans, various samaros, even with sport, even with so many walks of life, you have actively engaged the tribal and put out their story. Even highlighted literary works in terms of the story of tribals coming to the mainstay. Those things are something which seem to be working for them, saying walk the talk, not just talk the talk.
Starting the appointment of Draupadi Murmu was only the most visible element in this. But if you look at Prime Minister, this push has been directly fronted by the Prime Minister. Look at the number of rallies he's done in tribal areas in all three states. And today, in his victory speech too, right in the beginning, he talked about this, and he talked about tribal voters at least 4 or 5 times in that speech. That shows the emphasis that's coming from the top of the BJP.
And he said that a large number of these schemes had been launched on Bhagwan Birsa Munda's birth anniversary. So again, you know, symbolism, optics, it's all there. But can I say something? It's a little mischievous, but there is a lot of statistical evidence to suggest that even sort of, gratuitous reverie is being rejected. So the AAP, I don't know if you know this statistic, has lost its deposits in all 88 seats of Rajasthan. And if you remember, Kejriwal had carried out a roadshow there just before elections, and AAP had claimed that thousands of people had showed up for that, and there was a sweeping wave in his favor. Well, in that particular seat, in that area, 555 votes, less than even Nota.
Less than even Nota, but that similar story in Chhattisgarh. But let's not talk about what is actually irrelevant, statistically maybe relevant and mischief, but let's focus on the factor, and this person is the one. He is the one who stands tallest, and that's the reason why Ek Akela Sab Par Bhari has been trending across the country, nationally on social media platforms, and the BJP itself is saying ye Modi ki guarantee hai. This is the one guarantee that works.
Just one second. The reason I brought it up, the mischievous fact I brought up, because the progenitor of this sort of, laissez-faire sort of welfareism was Mr. Kejriwal. He began with it. He won an election in Punjab, they say, on the basis of that. He was re-elected in Delhi on the basis of that. So if it's a model that was sort of being adopted by others,
well, till the time Delhi rejects it, the AAP will believe in it. Till the time Delhi outrightly rejects it at the Vidhan Sabha level, the AAP will continue to believe in it, and they'll have to see how what happens as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned with respect to Punjab. Quickly looking at the states, we told you we'll bring you the India map, so here is the curtain, and let's just quickly call it out. The India map, May 2014. The NDA was present in about 8 states. That was a present 7 states at that point in time. 7 states had, and now as we look at December 2023, that footprint has gone back up to 18 states. 18 states. That's what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been able to do under his leadership. It did slip down to about 12 to 14 states in between, then it went back to 16, 17, and now it is 18 NDA ruled states. The allies within the NDA, a lot of them have moved out. So it's largely BJP and of course the NEDA alliance that comes into play as far as the Northeast is concerned, the 6, 7 sisters there.
I think it's a fascinating
making it interesting.
Map. And I think, Rahul, you need to speak to this. Look, I don't know if you can see the map from just have the map again. Can we put the map back on? And I think what the map shows you is that the BJP is entrenched. Look at the 2023 map. It's entrenched in all of Western India, all of Northern India, and of course the entire Northeast. Where is the BJP absent? Across the entire East Coastal belt, Bihar, Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, of course, and today Telangana, and then the South.
Well, that's
so. How does it speak to what you've been saying? That this whole myth about North-South.
Yeah. So I've been trying to make this point. The place where the BJP suffers a little bit is when traditionally non-BJP voters, how to sort of attract those. In all these states, traditionally, you've had regional parties, you've had a Congress, and then you've had a regional party. What the BJP is not being, and this, if this was a North-South divide, then the BJP by now would have won all of Bihar.
Right.
It would have won all of Bengal. It would have won all of Odisha, except for the Southern Peninsula. The point with the BJP is right now, it's finding it a little difficult to get non-BJP core voters to cross over. And this is always happens historically with all ideology-based, cadre-based parties. It's always difficult to see the idea.
And how soon can they do it? Let's take this out of the studio because we've been talking a lot amongst ourselves already about 20-23 minutes. Sanju Verma of the BJP with us, Pradeep Bhandari with us, and L. Hanumantaya also with us. Thank you for your patience to the lady and the gentleman. Congratulations are in order, Sanju Verma. How would you want to respond to what Rahul Shivshankar was just saying? That the BJP is struggling to go and expand its voter base beyond some of its traditional bastions and where it has already had a presence. If you look at that map which we had on our screen, there are certain pockets where the BJP still doesn't have a footprint. Right at the top of the country, Jammu and Kashmir is...
No, but I did say that the BJP has made inroads in the south and this north-south divide is a myth.
Is a myth is what Rahul Shivshankar is saying. Yeah. So,
okay.
Jay.
अरे आज आप एंकर लोग इतनी बातें करोगे तो प्रवक्ता क्या करेंगे?
चलिए अब आप बोलिए हम सुन रहे हैं।
जा रहे हो?
अब आप बोलिए हम सुन रहे हैं।
ठीक है, thank you. I just have this to say. I don't want to trivialize our spectacular and magnificent victory by discussing where the BJP is lacking, where inroads need to be made, why we have not been able to, appropriate the non-core voter base from other parties. That's a discussion for another day. And this is not arrogance. I think today I would like the ordinary Karyakarta, including myself, to savor the sweet taste of success. Because let's be very clear, there has been a lot of pop panditry going around. People did give us Madhya Pradesh, but look at the margin of victory. Did anybody expect us to do as well as we did? There is something called Jeet Hasil Karna, and there is another called Jeet Bhi Hasil Karna or Vipaksh ki dhajiyan uda dena. And that is what has happened. The Congress has been routed fair and square. You like it or you don't. That's a call that you need to take, but the numbers speak for themselves. Point number 2, and very importantly, जो मोदी जी ने कहा, जहां दूसरों की सोच खत्म होती है, वहां मोदी की गारंटी की बात शुरू होती है. पॉइंट नंबर 3, हम सपने नहीं हकीकत बेचते हैं, तभी तो लोग मोदी को चुनते हैं. I mean, please understand, after Karnataka victory, and I do admit that we made mistakes. I am somebody who calls a spade, but the fact remains, after the Karnataka victory, Congress was jumping around everywhere. हम तो हिमाचल भी जीत गए, कर्नाटका भी जीत गए, अब तो 2024 बीजेपी का सुपड़ा साफ हो चुका है. They need to be ready to sit in the opposition benches. And PD media, we keep hearing about Godi media, but PD media was saying, "Wah bhai wah, Rahul Gandhi ki Bharat Jodo Yatra has worked wonders." So today I will ask a question of the Congress, because मुझे हमेशा पूछा जाता है, if BJP wins, the win is not big enough. If BJP loses, you know, even if it is a Zilla Panchayat election, Narendra Modi's credibility is put to test, which is laughable to say the least. But I have this to say, Bharat Jodo Yatra ka sara shray, the entire credit was given to Rahul Gandhi. The victory in Karnataka, the entire credit was given to Rahul Gandhi. So today, the manner in which Madhya Pradesh has seen the Congress being wiped out despite BJP being in power for 18 long years, क्या इस हार का ठीकरा फोड़ा जाएगा राहुल गांधी जी के सर पे, हाँ या ना? The fact that they have been able to, you know, not hold on to Rajasthan despite saying that the Gehlot bastion will work wonders for them because हमने 400 रुपए में गैस सिलेंडर दे दिया, we've come up with that Chiranjeevi scheme, blah blah blah. क्या हुआ? So I will just, you know, sum this up by saying one thing. I remember this famous quote from the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, where, you know, Brad Pitt was playing Benjamin Button. And this is, you know, a famous phrase that I use so often in my articles that I write for First Post and News 18. You know, the movie says, our destinies and our lives are shaped by opportunities, and even the ones that we miss. And I think BJP decided to girdle up and buck up after the Karnataka loss, and the Congress became complacent. इनको लगा anti-incumbency wave है, Shivraj Singh Chauhan is well past his expiry date, Madhya Pradesh is ours for the taking. Chhattisgarh, I remember, I was not on your channel, but on the 30th of November on another channel, I specifically and categorically said we will win Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh because people fail to understand. There is only a 21% Adivasi population in Madhya Pradesh. There is a 31% Adivasi population in Chhattisgarh. In Chhattisgarh, the Bhupesh Baghel government said we will give bonus to tendu leaf growers and pluckers. Anyone who understands the economy of tribal population knows that tendu leaf is the basic source of livelihood for the Adivasis and tribal janta, be it Madhya Pradesh, be it Chhattisgarh. हमने 250% bonus दिया to the tribal tendu leaf pluckers and growers in Madhya Pradesh, and Bhupesh Baghel, despite making tall promises, did not even give them a single penny.
Right.
You think that the voters are gullible? They are not. And, you know, last but not the least, sorry for being verbose. The vote in favor of Narendra Modi is a vote for inclusivity versus appeasement on the other side. It is a vote for Parokari Modi versus Panoti Pappu. It is a vote for delivery versus false promises of the other side. It is a vote for pro-incumbency versus anti-incumbency of the other side. It is a vote for Modi ki guarantee versus Murkho ka Sardar on the other side. It is a vote for Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas, which is not a jumla, versus dynastic politics on the other side. It is a vote for Modi hai to mumkin hai versus Rahul hai to haar nishchit hai on the other side.
Right.
And most importantly,
Please
it is a
yield now.
vote for
Please yield
BJP's organizational strength versus, chaos on the other side in terms of organizational credibility.
Right, right. Now, that were very long, Sanju Verma, so please allow the same time to Mr. Hanumanthaiah to respond also. And you should actually concise all of this and write for us again on news18.com. We'd love to read all that you've just now elucidated. Let's quickly, before we bring in Mr. Hanumanthaiah, put out another issue, ladies and gentlemen. Lok Sabha 2024, if that's the focus, let's try and understand the strike rate and who's performed how. Let's try and understand how in this electoral home run in Madhya Pradesh, BJP strike rate under PM Narendra Modi has been 71%, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party 28%. If you look at the next state, that is Rajasthan, again, as far as the home run, this is Madhya Pradesh, 71% and 28%, 64 out of 230 here for the Congress, 164 out of 230 there for the BJP. In Rajasthan, 55% and 37%. Let's move to Chhattisgarh. In Chhattisgarh again, it is 60% and 38% as far as Chhattisgarh is concerned. So in these three states where the Congress and the BJP were head to head, and if Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi were on the ticket, directly, indirectly and however, because the credit for every victory would have gone to PM Narendra Modi and towards the Congress it would have gone to Rahul Gandhi. So Mr. Hanumanthaiah, has Rahul Gandhi now proven to be not that big ticket for the Congress party? Or will the Congress still continue to only focus on Telangana and forget about the other three? Try and blind spot everyone on Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Mr. Hanumanthaiah.
In the 4 states which we fought elections now, Rahul Gandhi fought elections on the basis of principles, not on just time-bound actions of the political parties. He was always pleading for caste census, not this election, but before the elections also. That is just to give a statistics to the people of this country who stands where, which are all the communities standing on the real socio-economic justice that they have got is the question which Rahul Gandhi ji was preparing for the people of this country. I think I am pretty sure it is not understood by the people which the elections have been conducted. It was not well received by the people. So we lost in 3 states and only in Telangana we could come back. Sir, I just wanted to tell about the Chhattisgarh, where Bhupesh Bagal's government has done wonderfully good work and many schemes were given to the farmers, tribals and others. But people want a change there. So we did one more thing which I am personally haven't looked into Chhattisgarh elections. We have changed about 22 sitting MLAs in which majority have lost. Probably that is the difference where we stand in Chhattisgarh. In Rajasthan we have an anti-incumbency. The tradition of Rajasthan state is one BJP and the other time is Congress. This time we lost because of that tradition. But in Madhya Pradesh, it is very astonishing to note that the Madhya Pradesh coming back, the BJP is coming back in Madhya Pradesh for the 4th time in spite of the anti-incumbency trend. But I did not understand what is happening in Madhya Pradesh and how people are voted for BJP, accepted the BJP leadership. That is what. In Telangana, I just completed. Yes.
Please complete.
Tell me. Please in complete. Telangana, now let me complete. In Telangana, the anti-incumbency for 10 years, where the BRS party has cheated when the state was formed, now the result has come back after 10 years and the Congress has gained. And there is a very clear
Sir, if you are saying all 4 states,
there are
all 4 states were battling anti-incumbency.
Sir.
Wherever Congress was the only viable option that was available to the voter outside of the ruling party, that's where the Congress has won. Everywhere else, the Congress has been rejected. Despite your own admission that the BJP was battling massive anti-incumbency in Madhya Pradesh, the Congress has failed to make inroads. Now, is that not a telling statement on the Congress party? How can you even defend it? How can you even defend it? The other aspect is where there was massive anti-incumbency, what are the number of rallies that Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi undertook in Madhya Pradesh? Why did they not undertake the kind of rallies that a Shivraj Singh Chauhan undertook? He, as an incumbent chief minister, addressed 160 rallies. There are plenty of questions.
The rallies done by Rahul ji and Priyanka ji, the rallies done by them, they were fighting this election on the principles of the caste census, justice to the common man.
And the Congress itself has rejected the caste census. Every time you listen to every time you listen to the suggestion of some other ally or some other person, it backfires for you, sir. Adani Ambani came from another party, that backfired for you. This one is now backfired.
It is Karnataka where the caste census was done first in the country.
People are saying that when you put
has been done. Please tell me why it hasn't been released. The Karnataka caste census was done in 2015 and unfortunately your party can't agree whether it should be released or not. What kind of principle is this? I mean,
it is going to be. Our chief minister has made it very clear that is going to be accepted. It will not be rejected.
Also, by the way,
we are committed for caste census and we are going to have it.
In the Karnataka campaign, nobody raised the caste census issue. The caste census issue happened after the Karnataka election. Nitish Kumar raised it and it became an issue for this election. Caste census was not an issue at all in the Karnataka election. And if you need any more validation, look at these 4 states. They have outright rejected this whole idea of a caste census.
Please understand.
It was a borrowed idea, it failed. Let's accept it. Let's accept the fact that it was a borrowed idea and it failed.
It was not accepted, that's all.
They have not accepted it. People have not accepted it.
It is not borrowed idea for the Congress. Congress initiated that idea.
Congress didn't initiate, sir. Congress rejected it.
Congress initiated this idea of caste census.
We don't want to.
Please understand. We have not. See, we might have lost the elections. We might have lost the elections, but the idea of caste census was never. We are not against.
Sir, we understand.
We are not against the caste census anytime.
Sir, the idea is not. Please don't get angry. The idea is not to rub anyone's nose in the ground. This is a sensitive issue. But I just want to draw attention to some historical facts.
Yes.
Even Mr. Rajiv Gandhi had spoken out against caste quotas. Now, your government supports.
When?
Sir, back in the day, he stood up in Parliament, he made statements. We know that. I can pull out those statements. There was a statement made in Parliament. It was very well advertised.
No, he himself is a Rajya Sabha MP. He can access those statements.
Have you
Can
heard the last speech of Rahul Gandhi in the Parliament itself?
Sir, Hanumantaya ji, 1 minute. Sanju Verma wants to come in. Please understand, Mr. Rahul Gandhi made those statements in Parliament after he was convinced by Nitish Kumar as part of the India Alliance to take up caste census. Till then, the Congress was resisting this idea.
Yeah.
Let's not have such selective retrograde amnesia, sir. Sir, please, let's not have selective retrograde amnesia when it is convenient. 1 minute. Sanju Verma.
When Congress government was there.
Sanju Verma.
Okay. Anand, first and foremost, I agree with Zaka completely. The caste census was not something that was a part of the narrative in the run-up to the Karnataka elections. Suddenly, out of nowhere, in the last couple of weeks/months, this entire caste bogey seemed to have found its way into the election rhetoric in the run-up to these assembly elections. I repeat that the public is not gullible. Ye public hai, ye sab janti hai. They have seen that when it comes to Narendra Modi and our double engine sarkar, for instance, between 2003 and 2004, we had Uma Bharti, an OBC, as the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. Between 2004 and 2005, we had Babulal Gaur, an OBC, as the CM of Madhya Pradesh. Between 2005 and now, as we speak, barring that small gap of 18 months when Kamal Nath was sworn in, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, another OBC, has had an uninterrupted run for almost 18 or 19 odd years. So the limited point I'm making is that the electorate knows that the Modi government, when it says that we are going to deliver, ये सिर्फ एक बोल बच्चनगिरी नहीं है, it is a guarantee that will be fulfilled in toto. That is why Prime Minister Modi says Modi ki guarantee ka matlab guarantee ki bhi guarantee. And just last but not the least, I mean, for anyone who says that BJP is not OBC friendly, forget about the fact that the election results have proven Rahul Gandhi and the entire left Congress cabal wrong. 35% of Modi's cabinet comes from OBC community. 37% of our MLAs are OBCs. 40% of our MLCs are OBCs. Not to mention that Narendra Modi is the first OBC Prime Minister of India. Similarly, when it comes to Adivasis, forget about the fact that Draupadi Murmu is the first OBC, Adivasi president who comes from the small Santhal community from a remote district in Odisha.
I just want to back up what I said.
I just want to make one quick point. Do you think the public has forgotten that, Ajay Kumar, who's an official card-carrying spokesperson of the Congress, said that Draupadi Murmu represents the evil philosophy of RSS and is not fit to be the president, or that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary called her our Rashtra Patni and then said that, I don't understand Hindi semantics. People are not gullible.
Okay. Sanju Verma, just so that, the Congress doesn't take offense, I'm just going to quote exactly what Rajiv Gandhi said. He said this on the 6th of September 1990. He said, quote, if you think back, it was in 1980 that the Congress under the leadership of Indira Gandhi had raised the slogan, na jaat par, na paat par, not on caste or creed. Now, at that point in time, the VP Singh government had accused the Congress PMs of sitting on the Mandal report. So this is what he goes on to say. He goes on to say, it's extremely sad that thinking in this government, talking about the VP Singh government, revolves around caste. VP Singh is causing a rift in our society. He says, nobody in this house will say that the removal of caste is not part of that national goal, but we must adopt a methodology, a manner in which we can address this without dividing our society. The manner in which you have implemented the Mandal Commission for me is breaking up my country. Even at this late hour, there is time to pull the country back from this caste division, unquote.
So this is what... Let's test this hypothesis, right? If caste census was such a big issue, how did it work in Rajasthan and in Madhya Pradesh? In Madhya Pradesh, and I've shown this in the morning as well, the OBC-dominated seats, and Sanju Verma is 100% right. You cannot say caste-dominated and caste census, OBC, when you have a sitting OBC chief minister. Out of 67 seats, BJP won 48. 20 of those seats were wrested from the Congress. So where is the caste census finding resonance in Madhya Pradesh? Similarly, in Rajasthan. Again, OBC-dominated seats. If you look at, just give me 1 second, in Rajasthan, the OBC-dominated seats, it's very, very clear that it did not have, the caste census business did not have any resonance. 107 seats, the BJP has won almost 16. Again, a similar number they have taken from the Congress, which the Congress won last time around. So across both of these states, across Rajasthan and in Madhya Pradesh, if caste census had such a resonance, why is the Congress not winning in the OBC-dominated seats?
Can I add something to this, Anand?
Yeah, I'm just going to check if Pradeep Bhandari is there with us. He got the Telangana projections right. Some of the others don't seem to be part of that mark because everybody's been thrown off the mark as far as those outliers. In fact, the outliers in Madhya Pradesh seem to have got it right. Yes, Nalin, go ahead, please.
So, on this caste business, see, the Congress has never been known as an OBC party. In fact, it was the reverse.
Yeah.
So for the Congress to now come out and the Congress did give OBC's tickets in these elections, but I think people's perceptions don't just change like that. The BJP, on the other hand, has had a track record for the last 10 years now, and that's been part of the Modi phenomenon of bringing the OBCs into their tent. And I think Sanju Verma put out the numbers about representation of OBCs and so on. I think there's another message here. A caste census would basically upend our social contract that has defined the society for about 25-30 years. If you take up reservations up to 70-80%, that changes this country as we know it. I think voters are also saying they want stability. They don't really want a huge upheaval.
And in a lot of places, this kind of a caste census and this numbering will actually upend a lot of the political parties. In Bihar itself, the Yadav should vacate their place because they are only 14%. They should not be in power. Jiski jitni bhi hissedari uski utni.
Anand, just to build on what Nalin has said, in fact, if you're talking about Madhya Pradesh, that was also the original laboratory for the experiment of outreach to other castes. I mean, you had one particular chief minister, Mr. Gore, who was from a non-upper caste caste, and then there was Uma Bharti. So, and then you've had, of course, Kalyan Singh, who's a Lodh Rajput, if I'm not mistaken. So, you've had a lot of experimentation, lot of promotion of people who were not traditionally from your...
I'm just saying we tend to...
May I just pivot to a related point, which is that what I do see happening in terms of the narrative in the build-up to 2024 is also this north-south divide that's really being amplified. And I think there is the big mistake that you cannot make the South a monolith. It's impossible. Like Karnataka does not vote the way Tamil Nadu does. These are very, very different states. But I do see this being pushed. In fact, the research or IT head of Congress tweeted that, tweeted this sort of very divisive language. And it's as a young Indian, it's so weird for me to see that the party of Sardar Patel that brought the country together across linguistic, divisions, is now resorting to this very brazen.
That's a sorry comment on the political discourse that let's see what can divide society.
Yeah.
The discourse is how can we divide? Kaise isko kaate? So at all points in time, it's about carving out something. It's not about looking at anybody or anything as a whole.
And of course, like you do a Bharat Jodo and then you do this.
No, but Surbhi, look who's talking. A few years ago, if you remember, PV Narasimha Rao's son came out. In fact, even KTR has mentioned this. That when it came to the mortal remains, revering the mortal remains of PV Narasimha Rao, the Congress did not allow his mortal remains to be kept in state in the AICC headquarters in Delhi. There was an instance that the son of PV Narasimha Rao has recapped some years ago, where he says that, we were hoping to build a statue.
Yeah.
And we did so, and we invited Rahul Gandhi. And for some strange reason, he didn't show up. And we were asked why. This is security concerns and reasons. So, and then you've of course had YSR, who was his son claims
the Congress is allied in Tamil Nadu with a party that orchestrated its demise. Kamaraj was ousted by the DMK, and it goes back, and ever since then they have kept national parties out. And you're trying to bat that this is what is going to happen even today. So there are a lot of stories. Let's quickly look at the Lok Sabha aspect. Now, what does this set up the BJP for? Sanju Verma is there with us. Mr. Hanumantaya is there with us. Please pay attention to this statistic that we've pulled out here, and let's look at it. Let's come in and look at it. What's happening? The entire Hindi heartland. So if you take Delhi, Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Uttarakhand, UP, Bihar, Chhattisgarh. If you take and Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand. So you have 225 Lok Sabha seats. Have a look at this number very carefully. The last time around, the BJP had 750 out of these 1545 assembly seats that come across all these states. And that translated to about 177 MPs in the Lok Sabha. Out of 225 Lok Sabha seats, it translated to 107. That's a 79% of that entire conversion. Now, this time around, they've actually upped their take across these states, across these 1,545 assembly constituencies. They are now sitting on 900 assembly constituencies. So they now have 58% of these assembly constituencies across these states. So what do you think that is going to translate into? So is the BJP already sitting on a confirmed 170 seats in the run-up to 2024? So have they quite literally won the election or sealed the election already? That's the question that arrives. Mr. Hanumantaya, how would you want to see this number? I hope you're seeing the screen. Yes. So you see what the opposition is up against now. This juggernaut has only become stronger with more horsepower, sir.
Come on, let me make it clear. Let me make it clear. The heartland, Hindi heartland where BJP is now ruling. Also look at the states where BJP is not in the ruling party.
Please take Karnataka as an example.
The whole South India is not with BJP. The whole South India is not with BJP.
I don't take this point.
West Bengal is not with the BJP.
I do not take this point. I'm sorry.
Argument,
please understand.
Please
I don't sir, I'm from Karnataka. You cannot say that to me with a straight face. The number that we gave last time will be increased this time. That is the status, especially with an alliance with JDS. You cannot possibly say that the Karnataka
let us see how it happens after 24. But please listen to me. Let us look at after the 24 elections what Karnataka will going to deliver.
I take grave offense first of all to this map that you are flashing.
And now Telangana has come to our fold.
Tell you why.
And
because
also,
if you really look at it at the constituency level, there will be a lot more saffron in all that belt.
These are all big
It's not as if They may not have won the state, but they have a presence.
No.
In
So we are actually putting the exact number.
Yeah,
The exact number, the last time around, they had about 700 odd seats across these 1545.
I'm talking about this.
Let's go full frame. Let's just
I'm
look
talking
at
about this map. I think you're mixing up.
This is 18 NDA ruled states.
So I'm saying that because this map is a little misleading, it doesn't actually tell
the footprint in terms of governance, governance in the state. Footprint is
that's a
purely
different
in terms
matter.
of
But
governance in the
presence is a
state.
very
The
different
other
issue.
one is absolute numbers from 700 odd seats to 900 out of 1545 assembly constituencies. It's with the BJP now, BJP or the NDA now in the Hindi heartland. And that conversion ratio at that time, if it translated to 177 seats at from 49% to 79%. This time around, they're sitting at 58%. So that conversion should only go up further. Out of 225 seats, they should be able to convert nearly 200. Now, if that's the case, have they already run away with the election? Sanju Verma.
When you look at the Congress's poor track record in holding the BJP in straight face-offs, there's the problem.
So basically, I think net, the import of this graphic is that BJP started with a 177 seat head start in 2019. And that head start could possibly be even up to 200. So the BJP is starting off with a 200 seat head start. They basically need to win another 72 to get to the halfway mark. And the reason I say that, and it's no guarantee that BJP will win all those 200 seats. The reason I say that is because of the Congress's performance in those states.
That's right.
The Congress has come such a poor second in those straight fights that I don't think anyone expects the Congress to put up a fight in those 200 odd seats, which means...
In the last decade or something, since 2014, the BJP's conversion ratio has been so hard in head-to-head contests with the Congress. Sanju Verma, now this would be a statistic that you would really appreciate, that you are already starting with a head start of nearly 200 seats.
Anand, if I have to share a secret, at 9 p.m. I am on another channel and I'm going to borrow the statistic that you put out.
Please give News 18, CNN News 18 the credit.
Yes, I will. Because I have to rush there and I'm going to say this to them. In fact, even the statistics put out by Zaka in terms of what the OBC conversion ratio has been in the 4 states that results were announced for today. But I have interesting take. You've given very relevant statistics. The other thing, if you notice, last time we lost the semi-finals. We lost Madhya Pradesh, though we formed a government later on, but that's besides the point. We lost Rajasthan, we lost Chhattisgarh. Is baar, the BJP tallies 3 out of 4 states for which results have been declared, which means we have a strike rate of 75%. When assembly elections were held in 2022 in Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Goa, Manipur, Punjab, we won 4 out of 5 states, which means our strike rate was 80%. What I'm trying to say is consistently having a strike rate of between 75 to 80% in states that are so relevant from the larger perspective when it comes to the big election in 2024.
Right.
As Zaka said, 200 सीटें तो लिखी हुई हैं, 200 के ऊपर अभी लड़ाई करनी है, 200 सीटें तो कहीं नहीं गई हैं. That is in BJP's kitty, whether you like it or not. But more importantly, if I have to just take these 3 states, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and you add to that Gujarat, where we had a phenomenal 156 seats to our credit, and you also add Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat and Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, you assume that BJP will stay at 62, which we got last time, and we are not going to improve our tally. Even then, we will win 149 out of 170 Lok Sabha seats, which is a strike rate of 87%.
See,
so look at the conversion ratio.
That's exactly what we're saying. And in this case, PM Narendra Modi will be directly on the ticket and he will say, "Aapka ek vote seedha mere paas aayega." So imagine what that is going to do. It only compounds the problems for the opposition at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Hanumantayya, Sanju Verma, thank you very, very much. We're going to take a very, very short break. Stay with us on Result Day Live. 2 very, very big, important guests from Madhya Pradesh will be joining us here on Result Day Live on CNN News 18 when we come back. Stay with us.
Co-powered by
Win
winds of change have swept through Telangana with the Congress ousting the BRS to form the next government here in the state. And the man who's being credited for storming Congress to power is of course TPCC chief Revanth Reddy. Two words to describe him and this historic win that the Congress has had under his leadership: conviction and grit. Right from the word get-go, Revanth Reddy, ever since the party started its extensive campaign on the ground, had been extremely confident of sweeping Congress to power. And not just that, remember, in all of his interviews, including the one he gave to me on CNN News 18, he said that 9th of December will be the day where Congress will hold its swearing-in ceremony at LB Nagar Stadium. In fact, as far as the Congress is concerned, what a fantastic and a historic day it has been for them. And the man of the moment, Revanth Reddy, has so far has had a mixed track record, but delivering Telangana to the Congress has been his most successful innings. Remember, Revanth Reddy, the face of the Congress party essentially when it comes to the campaigning here, travelled extensively. He was the one, apart from contesting from Kodangal, he took on Chief Minister K Chandrasekhar Rao directly in Kamareddy. You can hear the fireworks all around you, and this is going to be there throughout this live because the Congress has been at it and it's their day certainly. Going back to Kamareddy, what an interesting contest has that place been. Revanth Reddy, though he could not win Kamareddy, whipped Chief Minister K Chandrasekhar Rao, pushed him to the third position to arrive at the second position. He lost out to BJP's candidate Venkat Ram Reddy, but as far as Revanth Reddy was concerned, he in fact did put out a very strong fight in Kamareddy, contrary to the expectations and the ground surveys that had been predicting for him in Kamareddy. The Kodangal constituency, remember, where he lost out in 2018, is now back into his kitty, and Kodangal, remember, is an essential bastion of Revanth Reddy. His elder brothers in fact managed the campaign for him while Revanth Reddy campaigned across the state. He is somebody who enjoys enormous confidence of Rahul Gandhi. Remember, Revanth Reddy's elevation to the PCC chief was not an easy one. There was a lot of opposition against him, but it was ultimately DK Shivakumar and Rahul Gandhi who reposed their faith in him, and today he has certainly delivered Telangana to the Congress. The other facet of Mr. Revanth Reddy is that he's somebody who's very good with numbers. I have interacted with him multiple times in the past, and he's a man who will always have numbers at his fingertips. So when the election campaigning had started, Revanth Reddy very convincingly said that we will cross 70 plus seats, and of course he had the backing of Sunil Kanugulu, the man who in fact managed the Congress's campaign here in Telangana with all those ads that you've seen which had gone viral on social media, to even micromanaging the election, to planning the schedule. Everything was done by Mr. Sunil Kanugulu, who is a close friend of Mr. Revanth Reddy. But besides that, the model that they followed is very serious, and it's an interesting one also. Congress went all out against the BRS. The pitch that Revanth Reddy carried his campaign throughout is that BRS, BJP and MIM are one and the same, and it's time that we bring democracy back. He in fact made a lot of headlines, and a statement that grabbed certainly a lot of interest of the voters is to break open the gates of Pragati Bhavan. Pragati Bhavan, remember, is considered to be a citadel of the KCR family, and he's somebody who is in fact taking constant pot shots at KCR for being a farmhouse chief minister. Said once Congress is voted to power, he will ensure that the gates of Pragati Bhavan come crashing down and democracy prevails. It becomes a Praja Darbar, a place where even the common man can walk in. Certainly, his rhetorical campaigning style, the way he's very aggressive, he's a street fighter in real sense, and extremely a firebrand leader as far as Congress is concerned. These are really the attributes one would use to describe Revanth Reddy. He's an extremely good orator. He's somebody who takes direct pot shots at KCR. Is in fact right from the day one of campaigning. And in fact, even before that, let me say that Revanth Reddy has been somebody who minces no words. He's in fact targeted Chief Minister continuously, his son KT Ramarao, even Kavita, so much so that it in fact rankled the BRS with them launching multiple attacks at Revanth Reddy and accusing him of being a third-rated criminal. But everything said and done, all of that is now a thing of past, because the man of the moment right now is certainly Revanth Reddy. Whether or not he'll become the Chief Minister of Telangana, that's a big suspense, but certainly the biggest front runner. Not only has he delivered Congress Telangana, but also the fact that he is contested from 2 seats, given a very tough fight in Kamareddy. He comes from the influential Reddy community, regardless to say that, and several of them MLAs, in fact, right now we're given to understand at least 40 MLAs are backing Revanth's candidature as
मध्य प्रदेश के मन में मोदी, मोदी जी के मन में मध्य प्रदेश। From day one, I am telling that we are going to form the government with a comfortable majority, and now also I am telling we will have a very comfortable majority, and totally people have rejected in Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. People have totally rejected the Congress party.
Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome. Welcome ladies and gentlemen to Result Day Live. It's a continuous broadcast here at CNN News 18, and thank you for staying with us through large parts of this coverage and for such phenomenal feedback, and the kudos goes to the entire team. The work behind the scenes is now manifest on screens, and the work of the voter is also manifest. Clear mandates in 4 states. Clear mandates in 4 states. Dr. Jacob is there with us on the magic wall. Rahul Shivshankar there on the expert's chair with those notes that he's made. Very, very precious notes and copious notes with some real big takeaways which are already there, posted on news18.com to peruse. Quickly taking you through the strike rate of the 2 leaders who are perhaps on the ticket. Prime Minister Narendra Modi as a star campaigner of the BJP, and of course Rahul Gandhi of the Congress party. But let's quickly go across to the man who has come out with nearly 80 rallies in 13 days. There was a point to prove for him. Many were calling him and perhaps personally taking jibes at him. Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia, Union Minister, and of course, who hails from Madhya Pradesh. Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, namaste. This is Anand Narsimhan here. Can you hear me, sir?
Hello.
Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia, can you hear me?
Hello.
I think we've just lost the audio line with Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia. We'll go straight across to him, try and get him through. Let's stay with the frame. And so there he is. He's actually addressed 80 rallies in 13 days. And that entire Gwalior, Chambal belt, Gonda belt, that's where many would say, and there were some personal attacks at him, jibes that were taken by Mr. Kamal Nath and other leaders of the Congress party who were trying to urge the people to take the badla because they thought he's the one who betrayed the Congress party, which resulted in the by-elections and the change of government. But Mr. Scindia is there with us, and let's ask him. Earlier in the morning, he had said that he was confident of a victory even as the counting centers had just opened and the ballots were just being counted, and what a phenomenal return for the BJP. And in fact, in that particular belt, even as Mr. Scindia is through with us, I'm just going to quickly check if he's through. Mr. Scindia, namaste. This is Anand Narsimhan here. Can you hear me, sir?
Namaskar, Anand. I have to rush. Unfortunately, I only have 5 minutes.
Ji, congratulations. Phenomenal victory. Many were urging the voters to punish you for what you did. How would you like to respond?
I think those that needed punishment probably have got it in terms of the verdict that's out there. And I think the voters have outrightly rejected a corruption-ridden government, a government which had no vision for Madhya Pradesh, and have rightly placed their complete trust and reposed their trust in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. This is, if the credit has to go anywhere, it goes fairly and squarely to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in terms of his leadership, not only for in a double-engine sarkar for Madhya Pradesh, but also for the whole country.
But many of the big guns from the center also came into on ground. Some of them contested. You yourself have addressed about 80 rallies in 13 days. What prompted that?
Well, as I said, that the Home Minister Amit Shah ji, our party president Nadda Sahab, put together a very, very well thought out and planned meticulous strategy. And putting many members of parliament in the fray was a very deliberate part of that strategy. Those were seats which the BJP had not won 2 to 3 times on a trot, and therefore the conversion of those seats today have taken place. We have won almost 80 to 90% of those seats where these members of parliament and union ministers were fielded. We've got a thumping victory, the credit for which on the state level goes directly to the workers of Madhya Pradesh, to the party president Vishnu Dutt Sharma ji on the ground, and to our chief minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan for his schemes.
Well, Shivraj Singh Chauhan ji just sat down and he should be joining us in a short while. I quickly want to ask you, Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, there were many people trying to say that there is friction between you and Shri Narendra Tomar and that will hurt the BJP. There were others who said that you have lost the kind of control or hold that you helped the party win the by-elections. How would you want to respond to all that? Can you hear me, sir?
Hello? Hello?
Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, can you hear me?
Hello?
So we'll try and connect with Jyotiraditya Scindia ji in just a bit. We also have Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Shivraj Singh ji, namaste. मैं आनंद नरसिम्हन बोल रहा हूँ. आपको बहुत बधाई.
सिंधिया जी बात कर रहे हैं, मैं समझता हूँ उनकी बात पूरी करिए आप.
नहीं, सिंधिया जी से मैं
ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया जी वहां बैठे हैं, आप उनकी बात कंप्लीट कीजिए.
ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया जी से अभी हमारा संपर्क टूटा है. शिवराज सिंह जी, जैसे ही वो जुड़ते हैं मैं आपको बताऊंगा, अवगत कराऊंगा. पर अभी आप हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं. मैं आनंद बोल रहा हूं. आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? आपको बहुत बधाई शिवराज सिंह जी.
धन्यवाद आपको.
सर, जब ओमकारेश्वर में मेरी आपसे भेंट हुई थी, आपने कहा था कि आप बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट हैं उस वक्त भी कि मध्य प्रदेश की जनता आपको फिर वापस लाएगी, आप पर भरोसा करेगी. लेकिन वहां पर महिला वोट्स का कितना बड़ा योगदान रहा है, और खासकर इस लाडली बहना स्कीम का जिसकी आपने घोषणा की थी?
समाज के हर वर्ग ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी को वोट दिया है. जनता का अभूतपूर्व स्नेह और प्यार मिला है, और मैं इसी प्यार के दम पर कॉन्फिडेंट था कि हम फिर से भारी बहुमत से वापस आएंगे. भारतीय जनता पार्टी फिर सरकार बनाएगी. प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के प्रति अगाध विश्वास और श्रद्धा जनता की है, और डबल इंजन की सरकार ने जो काम किए थे और मध्य प्रदेश का जो कायाकल्प पिछले 20 वर्षों में हमने किया है, उस पर जनता का विश्वास है. और लाडली बहना जैसी योजनाएं, बहन ने तो बढ़ चढ़ के आशीर्वाद दिए ही है, क्योंकि उनका प्यार और आशीर्वाद हर जगह दिखाई देता था. उनका स्नेह, उनका प्रेम और उनका आशीर्वाद ये सड़कों पे दिखाई देता था, सभाओं में दिखाई देता था. और वो कहती थी कि हम चुनाव जीतेंगे, हम मतलब मैं नहीं जीतूंगा, हम जीतेंगे. तो ये उनका अगाध प्रेम था, विश्वास था. लेकिन भांजे भांजियों ने भी बहुत वोट किया है. समाज के सब वर्गों का समर्थन मिला है.
आपको सब लोग बड़े प्यार से, बहनें आपको भैया बुलाती हैं, अन्य आपको मामा जी कहकर बुलाते हैं, सप्रेम बुलाते हैं. 160 से ज़्यादा रैलियां की आपने शिवराज सिंह जी. कई बार आपने लोगों, जनता से पूछा भी कि मुझे वापस आना चाहिए कि नहीं. क्या आप इस थियोरी को टेस्ट कर रहे थे कि जनता आपसे बोर हो गई? क्योंकि ये बहुत लोग कह रहे थे कि एक फटीग फैक्टर आ गया है.
अब आपने देख लिया कौन सा फैक्टर था, वो तो चुनाव परिणामों ने बता दिया। मुझे कुछ कहने की मैं नहीं समझता कि आवश्यकता है। कांग्रेस ने अनावश्यक एंटी इनकम्बेंसी इस बात को प्रचारित किया था, या प्रो इनकम्बेंसी थी कामों के प्रति, विकास के लिए, जन कल्याण के लिए, और वही वोट में प्रकट हुई है।
शिवराज जी, मैं राहुल शिवशंकर बोल रहा हूं। कई लोगों ने यह भी प्रचार किया था कि एक कास्ट सर्वे जरूर होना चाहिए, मगर ये कास्ट सर्वे की बात नहीं चली, ऐसा ही लग रहा है। ये क्यों नहीं चली?
नहीं, आपकी आवाज कट गई, मुझे कुछ सुनाई नहीं दिया।
कई लोग प्रचार कर रहे थे कास्ट सर्वे का।